Hello.
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 Okay.
That's just. I think that's like our That's like our YouTuber style intro now. Like Markiplier has. Hello, everybody. My name is Markiplier. Jacksepticeye is top of the morning to you. We just have hello.
Hello, Internet! Yeah. I mean,
Oh my god.
we admittedly stole it, but whatever.
I mean, yeah, but still.
Sometimes things are stolen. We can't help that.
Yeah.
Wait, oh, right. We were... Yeah, last we left off, we'd done the experimentation station. Wait, well...
Yeah.
Oh, that does work. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
We had to leave the top of the stage, and we still haven't. If you want, like, the rundown of the places we need to go first, we still have not revisited Madame Tuspel's, and we need to go to the forensics, as you can see by the exclamation point on the thing.
Yep.
Okay,
Still...
it looks like. Okay, yeah, it looks like maybe still not here yet, but we will have to come back here later. Otherwise,
Oh yeah, I didn't doubt it. They wouldn't have given us the option otherwise, right?
yeah, it would have been grayed out like Van Zeek's office.
Van Zeek's and fucking... Still
And
a little...
the hooded figure.
Yeah, the hooded figure who, like... There's not as much heat. I'm a little less annoyed, but I'm still a bit annoyed.
Fair enough. Is that a real owl? Is that a real owl up there on top of that skeleton?
I'd say stuffed, maybe.
Probably.
Taxidermy. Don't know about the raven, though.
Yeah, I don't know.
I believe this is it. Dr. Scythe's laboratory. Oh, right, yeah, Dr. Scythe.
Yep.
A chemical smell really assaults the nose. And there's plenty to assault the eyes in here, too. For example, the owl.
It looks as though the doctor isn't here.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
But we're here now, so we might as well do some sightseeing, don't you think?
What a seasoned tourist you've become, Mr. Zato. Barely been back a day. We could just have a little look around, being careful not to upset any restless souls.
So yeah, just poke around a bit, see what you can find.
First things first.
Looks like an owl and a crow up there.
Crow, my mistake. I know, and they haven't even twitched since we came in here.
Well, no, they wouldn't have. They're taxidermy mounts, Mr. Naruhodo.
There you go.
Damn.
I was afraid you were going to say that. I'm trying very hard not to tell myself they're just sleeping. I've been trying very hard to tell myself they're just sleeping with their eyes open.
Yeah, I think perhaps you were wise to put something like your Daruma doll on display in the office instead.
Oh, look at this! What a magnificent display case! And look, Dr. Scythe is inside. Cherry wood has been polished to a high sheen, and the intricate carving is a joy to behold. Western cabinet makers really are very skilled, aren't they? What the fuck is this?
Do you have nothing to say about the skeleton inside, Mr. Naruhodo?
Miss Susato, can't you tell that I'm trying very hard to avoid talking about the terrifying contents of the case? It's how I cope!
I'll be sure to remember that from now on.
God, what 6 months apart does to a relationship, Jesus. Table and a set of sharp tools. When you consider each in isolation, it all looks quite innocent. So why is it that when you put them side by side, they seem so horribly disturbing?
It might be best not to ponder it too deeply. Seeing the large tome that's open on the desk does make me wonder, though. How can anybody concentrate on bookwork with this acrid odor of chemicals in the air?
We'll get to that book. You either have to have a cast iron constitution or a really terrible sense of smell. Oh. Look at all the bottles on the shelves in these cabinets. What an assortment of chemicals.
These ones here are labeled highly toxic.
Ugh, that's worrying. There are also things that look like salt and pepper shakers in there.
Oh yes, and they actually say salt and pepper on them.
Jesus.
The doctor probably spends a lot of time in this room, I suppose. Perhaps she has meals here sometimes.
Life goes on, even when you're surrounded by death. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Fuck it, let's get to the book. Although... those large jars seem to have pale things floating around inside them. I suppose they're fruit liquors or something. Liquors? I don't know which one is...
Liquors.
Liquors, okay. Resident Evil?
Oh no.
I suppose they're fruit liquors or something, or like the pickled umeboshi plums we make back home. Umeboshi? I'm assuming.
Yeah, umeboshi sounds right.
Nice.
Father had jars like that in his laboratory as well. I expect they're human organs in a preserving solution. Probably as examples of some rare medical condition.
Miss Susato, there are some things in the world that it's perfectly fine to never know about. Ever.
Oh.
So, as I said, I'm sure they're fruit liquors or umeboshi. Aren't they?
Oh, of course. I suppose this is Dr. Syed's desk.
Ugh, I would not like to work in a place like this.
It's very tidy, though, isn't it, Mr. Naruhodo? How efficiently she must work.
The lighting is poor, which is bad for the eyes, and the chemical smell can't be good for you. Not to mention the skeleton watching over you as you work, which is definitely bad for the nerves. She's right behind me, isn't she?
Well, yes, those are valid concerns, I suppose.
Including the she's right behind me? I can just about cope with a one-eyed Daruma doll watching over me, but that's all. I guess she's not right behind me. Okay. Look at this big, thick book here.
It appears to be an accounting ledger. It's a record of the forensic investigation team's spending, I think. Oh?
Oh? What is it?
It's clear that the team purchases various equipment and supplies on a monthly basis, but... well, one entry seems rather strange.
Really? In what way?
They're buying 500 scalpels every month.
Wow. 500? How's he working really hard on dissecting corpses?
I don't know. Judicial autopsies are only carried out in certain special circumstances. And scalpel blades can be sharpened, too.
It does seem a bit strange, you're right. 500 scalpels a month. What could they possibly be using all of them for?
Oh, right. She was me, wasn't she?
I think so, yeah.
Alright. What are you doing?
Ah! Sorry, we had something we wanted to ask you, but you weren't here, so... we were going to ask you if you wanted to have a Pokemon battle?
So you thought you'd snoop around? That's acceptable to you people from the East, is it? God damn it! The ratio is fucking too big at this point. God!
Holy shit!
Every fucking time!
I mean, to be fair, when you were playing through it on your own, the ratio was probably larger.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I played everybody there, so...
I like her serpent thingy.
Well, what do you want?
Lord Strongheart told us, you see, that it was you who examined the victim's body? Mr. Assman's body, I mean.
So we came to ask you about your findings. On Lord Strongheart's advice. Very well. If the Lord Chief Justice has given his consent, I'll tell you what our investigation revealed. But when we're done, you must leave immediately. So you want to know what the forensic investigation team determined from its examination of the scene? The victim, Mr. Odie Assman, who disappeared from the experimentation stage amid an explosion. And the Mr. Assman who appeared moments later partway up the Crystal Tower were without question one and the same person. That's the team's conclusion.
But that can't be right!
If it was an elaborate trick, we can only speculate about how it was carried out. Let's see. If two people who looked very similar to each other were involved, they could have made it appear as if one single person had switched places, couldn't they? Very true, but sadly in this instance, that was not the case. The man who disappeared and the man who subsequently reappeared was the same person.
What's your evidence? Oh.
The fingerprints at the scene make that quite evident.
God damn it. Fingerprints.
They're not yet officially recognized as forensic evidence in the British justice system. But one day, they will be used as an investigative aid as a matter of course. As a matter of course? No, wait, there's not a comma. I don't know which one. Oh my, but that would mean that the instantaneous kinesis actually took place. So, where does that leave us? My team was tasked with investigating, not drawing conclusions.
Instantaneous kinesis is impossible, and yet the body did move from one place to the other. This doesn't clear anything up at all. It's made the whole thing even more of a mystery. Ah! Oh, hang on. Give me a sec. I will... One sec. Sorry.
Okay.
Voice mod controller is acting up.
Understandable.
Come on. Come on, you jerk. You're making me look bad.
Damn.
I'll do this manually.
I should probably check if mine works. Hello.
Yeah, that works.
All right, nice.
Mama, what is this? Where did she spring from?
Did she just call the doctor Mama?
This is a lawyer, dear.
Oh, it's so hard to do this on my PC because I keep having to tab out.
Fair enough.
Oh, hang on, I can just go, oh!
Yeah.
Hello, to meet you. Pleased to meet you. Yes, I'm a defense lawyer. Ryunosuke Naruho... Mama?
Yes?
Can I cut this one out? What? I like this one. I've never seen inside an Eastern person before. I want to know what it looks like. I can't tell if this is racist or if this is scientific curiosity.
I think it can be both.
Of course you can't. It's a live specimen, as you can very well see.
It?
Yike. Once again, getting the extra racist one, I guess.
Boring. I should have done the Bane voice. It would not have fit, but...
It would have been funny, though.
It's the voice I gave what's his face in Paradise Killer.
I'm trying to think of who could fit that.
The dude with the mask. I cannot remember his name off the top of my head. Like
Unfortunately,
he had like a gold mask. He was on a balcony.
oh yeah. I know who you're talking about, but I
Can't remember
don't
the
think
name.
I could remember that. Yeah, I don't think I could remember that name if I tried.
Yeah, entirely fair. I just remember a lot of time going like, "Oh, Lady Lost Guys, hello! The investigation freak has returned."
Oh yeah, of course I couldn't. Their name is the Witness to the End.
Oh
So
yeah,
I
of course.
could not have probably would not have remembered that on my own.
I think I just had a near-death experience.
Here, Mr. Naruhodo, you're as pale as a corpse.
Then let's leave before I'm mistaken for one. Well, I think we've done all the investigating we can here for now. If we could just determine the whereabouts of Mr. Drebber.
I'm sure Gina and little Toby won't let us down. Now then. Do you think we ought to try to speak with Mr. Sholmes at this point?
I wonder where we should head next.
We have things to discuss, and I'm dying to meet him again after all these months.
Yes, it's quite possible he might know something useful. You're right. He's not going to even notice Susato was gone, is he? We ought to find him at Madame Two Spells. He's supposed to be working there as a temporary waxwork exhibit. And as I say these words to you, Mrs. Zato, I've realized how stupid this situation sounds.
Yes, Iris told me all about his latest unusual venture.
Oh, okay.
She's just standing there. Boink.
So, what are you doing at the moment, Doctor? Ah!
Keeping a close eye on things so no impertinent Easterners think they can look around my office. It's like every other line, God!
She just did a spontaneous kinesis.
So yeah, it's true.
Are there such impertinent Easterners around? How terrible!
Yes, you.
Oh. She doesn't mince her words, Miss Susato.
I think perhaps it's time we left.
Yeah, perhaps. The game has given us a very specific direction to head in. Oh, Gregson must be around.
You can tell that there's important things happening because of the green text.
Here we are again at the House of Horrors. I'm afraid I haven't gotten used to the place yet.
Oh,
Still like to turn on my heels and go straight home. Via the confectionery, of course.
Susato-san really is after something sweet today, isn't she?
Ah!
What's the matter?
Look, Mr. Naruhodo. Look at that waxwork. Quite sure it wasn't there before.
There he is.
Looks exactly like Mr. Sholmes down to the very last detail.
You can tell it's probably important because he's a 3D model as opposed to these 2D artworks. Aha!
What is it?
Oh, sorry, I think you'll find... That's the temporary waxwork himself. Ah, the friend of my dedicated employee. Oh, yes, hello again. It's Ryunosuke Naruhodo. I must say, I am quite spellbound by the great detective. He is a marvel. My precious waxwork is already back where it belongs. You don't mean... But yes, the mystery is solved already. Wow, Mr. Sholmes can really engage his brain when he's hungry enough. So, as you can see, he has returned to his habitual duties. Yes.
His habitual duties?
Hello. Do not disturb, huh? She's my favorite.
Yeah, she's good.
Poor Susato-san, she looks very perplexed. Well, I guess we'll have to go since he's busy.
Okay, before we do anything else, actually,
Okay.
could you do me a favor and click on that ladder?
Next
to Shalom's.
Ladder.
Ah, there's a stepladder there. Look.
Oh, yes, a stepladder.
I think perhaps we should let the proprietors know that someone's left it out here. The stepladder, I mean. Is something wrong?
Why do I feel as though I just managed to sidestep an argument?
So yeah, there's a little nod to the infamous debate in the main series.
Yeah. I wonder if there's an achievement for getting all the stepladder things in the trilogy.
I don't know about the trilogy, but in this collection, there actually is an achievement for clicking on that ladder when you have Iris in this chapter and when you have Susato in this chapter.
Oh,
I
okay.
completely forgot to tell you about it when we had Iris with us.
That's fine. I can go back in my own time at some point.
We really do need to speak with Mr. Sholmes, and I am longing to say hello again. But where is he?
Jesus Christ, Susato, I'm the dense one. Don't punch her in the back of the head, Sholmes.
Yeah, take this.
I think you might find that he's quite nearby, actually.
Oh, what do you...
Indeed, my dear fellows, it is I, the world-famous great detective and waxwork, Herlock Sholmes.
Susato-san! Susato-san! I love that, like, him being a waxwork involves him looking away from an active attempted murder. I feel like that doesn't get enough credit. It's just him kind of like, a lamppost.
Yeah. Oh, God. My most humble apologies.
I thought I died and gone to eternal paradise for a moment. Via London.
God, that would be terrible.
My dear madam, allow me to make amends by offering you a tasty free deduction at some point.
What? As long as it's not of questionable street food quality.
I don't understand. Why are you working as a waxwork here, Mr. Sholmes?
Merely a secret identity, you understand, though the case is largely solved now.
Largely solved?
We're talking about the waxwork abduction, I presume.
Indeed we are, my good fellow. As I predicted, it was as easy as proverbial pie.
Who helped you? Who helped you? I just want to talk to him.
Though I confess I'm yet to partake of a pie, proverbial or otherwise, or any food so far today for that matter. Who's been doing deductions with you, Sholmes? You know I'm your only partner.
Yeah.
Well, besides Iris, but you know.
Yeah, but Iris gets a free pass. She was there first.
Yeah.
A stomach rumble echoed around the whole museum. So, how did you manage to solve it so quickly?
Ah, well, do remember I said it was largely solved. Anyway, I simply negotiated with the culprit. Are you familiar with the so-called telephone?
The water phone?
Oh yes, it's a most modern invention, allowing you to hold a conversation with people far away. In Japan, only the imperial capital and a handful of other cities are connected as of yet. This morning, a telephone call was received here from the perpetrator of the abduction.
The proprietor of the abduction.
As such, I was able to negotiate terms, and in the end, the waxwork was returned.
It's amazing.
Just between you and I,
Oh god.
it would appear the culprit had always intended to return the stolen waxwork in any event.
Oh, but I thought whoever was responsible had demanded a ransom, no?
Yes, I think perhaps the ransom demand was necessary to avoid unwanted suspicion regarding the true motive.
Oh?
But does that not mean... negotiating was entirely unnecessary?
The fact that I must ask you to keep from Madame Two Spells at all costs.
I love this doofus.
A hungry young Iris awaits my return to Baker Street after all.
Poor Iris.
Now then, do I sense that you have some business with this great waxwork?
Nah. Oh. We're in the process of trying to track somebody down.
Oh?
Yes, a man by the name of Enos Drebber. He's the swindler who duped Professor Hairbrain and the engineer who built the kinesis machine.
A swindler and an engineer. Quite the modern man.
Love a swindler. He also seems to be a conjurer of some sorts too, with considerable knowledge of stage magic. We really need to locate him before the trial resumes tomorrow morning. But we have so few clues to go on, that's the trouble. Do you have any good ideas?
I have no data yet. It is a capital mistake to have good ideas before one has data. If I knew something of the man's appearance, at least, I may be in a better position to help.
Yes, Trevor's appearance.
Fortunately for you, however, presently I have little to occupy myself and little to fill my stomach.
We got one, didn't we? Yeah.
Yep. As soon as you find any clue, no matter how small, I shall gladly give you my thoughts on it.
I mean, do I follow that up now? Or yeah, fuck it, I'll follow that up now and then get back to the other one. Mr. Shulms, would you cast your eyes over this photographic print? What a needlessly wordy way to say that, Renosuke. Were you being paid by the word?
It's of Mr. Enos Drebber. The face of the engineer we seek.
Well, all Englishmen look broadly the same, of course.
Oh my god!
Is it racist if I'm doing it to my own nationality? So looking at the photograph won't be particularly instructive.
He's a gamer. Are you alright, Mr. Shulms?
Ah, yes, forgive me.
Dad?
Very interesting, this. Very interesting indeed.
What's wrong, Mr. Shulms? You've turned quite pale all of a sudden.
Oh, okay. Mr. Sholmes, did you lie to us?
My dear Mr. Naruto, stay that piercing stare. What is this about?
Last winter, when we were first on our way to Britain aboard the steamship. Your words were very clear.
Oh, damn. So then, let us unravel this mystery and discover what events led to this curious murder.
You told us that it was murder. You examined Kazuma-sama's body.
Indeed, and wherein lies the problem?
We met him earlier today, the victim, Kazuma Osogi.
You're quite sure?
He was wearing some sort of mask and was apparently suffering from amnesia. But yes, I'm quite sure it was Kazuma-sama. You must have known at the time, Mr. Sholmes, that he wasn't actually dead.
Well, I can only assume I was swept up in the murderous atmosphere of the moment. But the fellow wasn't dead at all. Priceless. I don't suppose that performance would pass muster, would it, Mr. Naruhodo?
I could believe that the crewman present at the time made a mistake. But not you, Mr. Sholmes. Not after months of living with you, seeing you constantly make basic mistakes. I could never believe you'd make a mistake like that. Too personal?
I will now tell you something of the first importance, my dear fellow. Great detectives are wont to lie. It will serve you well to remember that.
Please, Mr. Sholmes.
Tomorrow in court, you will find yourself on the threshold of a very great mystery.
How does he know? Oh, no, wait, did we say he was with... We didn't say he was with Van Zeeks, did we?
I don't
Huh.
know.
We met him earlier today. He was... Yeah, nothing to say who he was with.
Well, now I am afraid that is all I can say. I have a suggestion, Mr. Naruhodo. Will you indulge me?
Oh, what is it?
He's a fucking expert at dodging the question.
Yup.
As I explained to you when you arrived, the missing waxwork has been returned.
Thank you for the hydrate, by the way.
Mm-hmm. And I personally reinstalled it in the exhibit from which it was taken, behind those thick curtains.
Stop trying to flirt with the curtains. Oh, yes, the Professor exhibit, isn't it?
Would you like to see it? For a mere 5 shillings? That's a special one-time only price, you understand.
What?
The opportunity won't come again, I might add. Wouldn't you like to see the fruits of my labor?
Oh, well, we do have a rather pressing investigation to carry out. Perhaps you could postpone?
The price is a very reasonable 5 shillings. I think you'll find it's well worth it.
Are you being quite serious, Mr. Sholmes?
Surely you need only look at my expression to ascertain if this is seriousness or silliness.
I can never tell with you, that's the point.
Very well, it couldn't hurt. Here's your 5 shillings.
Gratefully received. So, the special exhibit awaits behind the curtain. I invite you to peruse it at your leisure.
Well, the money's been spent, so let's go and see a special exhibit.
Okay. There's been nothing in the conversation to indicate that Sholmes is aware that Susato was gone. I'm now realizing. Oh crap! There was a thing there, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Actually.
Well,
Through those heavy curtains at last. Okay. 5 shillings we've had to pay. Doesn't seem right somehow that Mr. Sholmes slipped the money into his own pocket, does it? Fucking con artist.
No. Ah, we could ask Gina to retrieve it for us, using her special skills.
Pickpocketing police officer did.
did they really like using that fucking word? Is this what makes Britain great?
Okay, I'm gonna need to. I'm gonna need to read this out. I can't avoid it.
Oh my god.
Pickpocketing of police officers and diddling detectives. This is what makes Britain great. Not to mention demigod prosecutors taking the law into their own hands, or chip-loving inspectors.
Inspector Gregson comes off rather well on that list, I think.
Ah, Susato, I feel like you were avoiding me the past few months. Did I wrong you last January? Gregson, get out of here. Delicious. Oh!
Oh dear. I felt a shiver run down my spine as soon as we walked in here.
We paid 5 shillings for this. Mr. Zato! I say we turn on our heels and go straight home via a really big confectionery.
We certainly can't do that. We have paid 5 shillings already.
True. Actually, now I'm looking a little more closely. We've paid good money to see an exhibit that's clearly incomplete. The nerve of the... They are really pushing me. I love this case. The nerve of the great diddling detective is far more terrifying than anything else in this place. Did Ned Flanders write this one?
Must be what Mr. Sholmes meant when he said the case was largely solved.
Howdly doodly. Oh yeah, largely solved, right, yeah. I love that he takes this as a win. Oh, the head's gone, but the body's still there, so it's mostly fine. Be that as it may, Mr. Sholmes heavily implied there'd be a clue about the engineer in here, didn't he? But where? Since we paid 5 shillings, let's do 5 shillings worth of investigation, shall we?
Yes, we will get what we paid for.
Is that fear or frustration that's making Susato-san's voice tremble? Okay, the first thing that jumps out at me is, of course, the owl. Oh.
Damn.
In that case, it's very, very clearly going to be the shovel. Oh, I actually can click on that one.
This part of the exhibit is just as disturbing as the rest. It looks so real.
There seems to be a young man in a white overcoat.
And he has a large shovel in his hand, too. Look.
Perhaps we should investigate in a little more detail. Why did that turn away from us? That's so creepy. Okay, that's what I thought. Just a wax owl. That's quite a large lamp the man's carrying. Or is it a lantern? It's not like a Japanese shoshan paper lantern, actually, is it?
Lamp, lantern, chochin.
Shoshan.
The point is, it casts very little light. To be walking alone in a graveyard at night with only this. Well, I certainly couldn't do it.
Why did we get changed for this conversation? I'm not sure I could visit a graveyard at all, even in broad daylight, to be honest.
What a large shovel. He's holding it rather ominously, isn't he?
He is definitely compensating for something.
What on earth was the man doing with a shovel in a graveyard in the middle of the night?
Miss Susato?
Yes.
That's a spade, isn't it?
No, it's a shovel.
Bruno, you dumb fuck. No, shovels are for digging. That's for scooping up loose material. It's a spade. Jesus Christ, are we doing the stepladder conversation here, like this?
Yeah. You've been through this, Mr. Naruhodo. It's a shovel.
Yep. No. Although, we haven't considered trowels.
We've allowed ourselves to be distracted, I feel. Perhaps we should concentrate on what the man was doing with the implement.
Probably implementing it. So we're gonna bury the hatchet? You're right, though. What was the man doing in the graveyard in the first place? That's the real question.
By the way, on my end, over here, Barrack is still trending, by the way.
Yeah, what the fuck? Is it about Van Zeeks?
I think the answer is yes and no. I see a lot of posts that are decidedly not him, but also a lot that are, so I don't know.
They really don't want us to see his face, do they? Even though we can just do this and see his face. That's so weird. What's this here?
Well, this would appear to be a lens in the middle, so... I believe it's probably a camera.
A camera, but it's so small. British technology is incredible, isn't it? I mean, what about Mr. Sholmes' skin prints?
I think perhaps you'd treat Mr. Sholmes' inventions as exceptions to the rule. But anyway, why would the man be in a graveyard at night with a camera?
I wonder. Perhaps he was trying to capture the moment a dead body came back as a ghost on film?
We'll just borrow this for a little while, I think.
Will we?
Yes, we will.
The camera from around the neck of a waxwork in the Madame Two-Spell's special exhibit.
By looking at the photographic plate inside the camera, we can see what picture was taken.
What's a photographic plate?
It's a piece of glass coated in a special emulsion that reacts to the light coming in through the lens. If we open the cover at the back of the camera, we should find it. Let's have a look.
You should see yourself, Susato-san. Your eyes are shining. You really do like machinery, don't you? Okay, well, let's do this one. I can't see his face very well. Can you? Perhaps if I just, you know, look at this from a decent angle.
Oh, do you think you should be manhandling the exhibits, Mr. Naruhodo? I know I already took the fucking camera, but...
I will kiss who I want to in this museum, Mr. Susato. I'll put it back exactly as it was, don't worry. Minus the camera. Ah!
What on earth? How can...
I don't believe it. A black monocle.
It's an Naruto. Is it possible this man is...
Yes. It's Enoch Drebber.
The color of his hair is different, but...
It's unmistakably him.
Indeed it is.
Gotta be, right? Yeah. Mr. Sholmes!
This man is the subject of your present hunt, I believe.
Yes, that's right. Just who is this man? Why is he here in this exhibit? And why does the convict behind him have no head?
So no head? The head was missing when the model was returned by the thief who stole it.
What a surprise. So then the case isn't yet solved, is it?
Did I not say so myself? Largely solved were my words, I believe. I must locate the missing head to the suite, as Madam would say, or I'll be in grave trouble.
Hey! I get it, because of all the graves.
I'm very hungry, I still await my return to Baker Street. Preferably with rations.
Ah.
Do you know, though? Something about this room is strange.
You're right. The owl. Strange? What do you mean?
Well, the displays in the House of Horrors are supposed to depict real events, are they not?
Indeed they are, Mrs. Hartel. Do go on.
And as terrifying as they are, the scenes in the other exhibits are believable. But this one...
Oh, yes.
This surely couldn't ever have really happened, could it?
No, because he had a head.
I think it's time I educated you a little. About the nature of the incidents involving the professor 10 years ago.
Oh. Should I not have examined the professor first? I still could, I suppose.
I mean, yeah, you still can, I guess, yeah.
This must be the killer, the fiend known as the professor.
Why are you off to the side? I guess to show him off. Yes, I think so, according to what Madame Tuspal said. He killed 5 victims, all of noble or royal blood. Well, can I just say, I really appreciate the glow from the lantern here.
Yeah.
Neat.
The waxwork is so lifelike, isn't it? Like all the models in this place.
I know, it looks like it could start moving at any moment, doesn't it? If only it had a head, that is. Perhaps we should examine it in a little more detail. Actually, before we do that, that's just reminded me. Oh, look, the cover came open.
Yes, now there should be a glass plate inside. You have to change the plate with each new photograph you want to take, you see.
Is something wrong?
There is no plate. It's been removed.
Oh, what a pity, but I suppose if you think about it, this wouldn't be the actual camera that we used at the time, just like the waxwork isn't the actual person. So we'd never have found a photographic print of the executed convict coming back to life anyway.
Oh, yes, you're quite right, of course.
Poor Susato-san, she looks devastated.
Damn.
So we stole this for nothing.
What a wonderful machine!
Oh, okay. You really love contraptions like this, don't you?
Oh yeah, anything mechanical I find absolutely irresistible.
Almost irresistible, surely.
Oh, whenever I see a pocket watch, for example, I can't help myself. I simply have to take it apart.
That's worrying. Why is it worrying, Ryunosuke? What's wrong with women wanting to be engineers, you sexist?
Yes, father tells by the time by the rumblings of his stomach now. He's given up having a watch.
Poor Professor Mikotoba. Okay, maybe it is a problem if she's like doing it that incessantly. There's a point between engineering interest and just fucking dismantling everything all of the time. Well, can't see anything else of interest. Let's head back.
Look, Mr. Naruhodo.
What is it?
On the bellows just here, there seem to be some very dark red stains.
Yes, you're right. Looks like blood, actually.
Oh my.
I'm sure it's not what you're thinking. It's just in the dark staining is invisible on the bellows. Okay.
So this is the condemned man.
Yeah, a very small, circular head. Just with a big mouth in the middle. Yes, a so-called professor.
Then perhaps his head was chopped off by a guillotine. But unable to find peace, he emerged from his grave as a headless ghost.
Do we have to entertain such terrifying ideas, Miss Susato? Anyway, I'm sure the model had a head once. There's a metal fitting for it, see?
Then perhaps Mr. Sholmes absentmindedly forgot to reattach it.
He has said in front of us that... That's an extremely absent-minded detective you're describing, isn't it?
Perhaps the thief absentmindedly forgot to include the head when he or she returned it to the museum?
And that would be an extremely absent-minded thief. There have been some reason why only the head wasn't returned? Well, whatever the reason. It means that we don't know what the face of the infamous professor looked like, do we? Oh. There's something caught just inside the convict's jacket here. How are you getting... Where? It looks like a piece of broken glass, and quite a big piece, too. Ooh.
Very thick, isn't it? About 5 times thicker than normal window glazing, I'd say.
Where could such a thick piece of glass have come from, I wonder?
I suppose it must have been made thick to increase its strength?
But why?
Well, perhaps because the glass had to span a particularly wide area? Such as in a big building, for example.
Oh, well, we've seen a large glass building recently, haven't we? And some of the glass was broken, too.
You don't mean...
Worst guess at the Museum Award Coast! Exactly, the Crystal Tower at the Great Exhibition.
But why would glass from the Crystal Tower be lodged inside this waxworks jacket?
Makes you think, doesn't it? Small fragment of very unusual and thick glass that was found in the folds of the clothing the Professor wore. It would appear to be from the Crystal Tower. Earlier in court, we established the kinesis experiment was a trick. And now we discover this fragment of glass here in this waxwork? Is it just a coincidence?
Yeah, I think that's about it there, so.
Can I...
That is a thick piece of glass, jeez.
That is very thick. This piece of glass is almost as thick as it is wide.
Yes, I've never seen anything like it.
If you were to compare it to a human, only Mr. Sholmes has such thick skin.
There's really no need for such a comparison, Mr. Naruhodo, as you well know.
Anyway, it can only be from the Crystal Tower, surely.
Yes, I think so too. It was probably made especially to meet the demands of that great structure.
Well... Okay, let's talk to the boy.
I believe I told you a little about the professor yesterday, did I not? He took the lives of 5 victims, everyone being either a member of the aristocracy or royalty.
Was he really that bad a guy?
All were attacked by an enormous hunting hound and had their throats ripped from their bodies.
Ooh.
Oh gosh, an enormous hound! How awful.
Did the hound have a giant collar with a bee for begilded on it?
After taking the life of his 5th victim, the killer was apprehended. It was a case of unprecedented magnitude in Britain, you understand. Accordingly, the professor was tried in a closed court. No members of the public were permitted.
A closed court? So you mean that the professor's identity...
As you've surmised, my dear fellow, his identity was never made public. Naturally, he was found guilty and was summarily sentenced to death by hanging. He was buried in a grave at Lowgate Cemetery, which adjoins the rear of the prison where he had been held. However, that was not the end of the affair.
Oh,
The very night that he was buried, the convicted man came back to life.
Came back to life?
He clawed his way out of the ground and emerged into the moonlit graveyard. The exhibit here depicts that very scene, as described by the sole witness to those chilling events.
There was a witness? Come on, Ryunosuke, come on. Runo, sweetie, come on.
But of course, my dear fellow, it was none other than the young man in the white overcoat.
Enoch Drebber. He saw it happen? So, this is a waxwork model of Enoch Drebber.
10 years ago, the convicted professor, having been gibbeted and buried, emerged from his grave in the dead of night. The sole witness to that unimaginable scene was this young man. From appearances, I would say he was about 20 years old.
it's so horrifying.
To get out of his wits, the young Drebber ran to a nearby police station to report the incident. And the sheer terror of what he'd seen is said to have turned his hair white overnight.
Yes, as shown in the photograph we have of him, his hair is completely white.
For the following few days, the story of what he'd seen was on every front page in the capital. The public was frantic for every last detail about the killer who'd come back to life. As you've seen, an exhibit was even created here at Madame Two-Spell's.
I can quite understand why the man's hair turned white, certainly. But what I don't understand It's what Mr. Drebber was doing in the first place.
Hmm.
In a lonely graveyard in the middle of the night.
Yeah, what was he up to?
Professor's acts of terror threw London's upper classes into complete panic 10 years ago. It was a great scandal, one might say, at the very highest levels of society. And since the killer's identity was never made public, rumors abounded. After all, no killer had ever before systematically employed a dog as a weapon of murder.
Yes, I can imagine the impact the case must have had.
But in time, of course, the rumors abated. So too did talk of the shocking witness account of the convict who came back to life. It was forgotten, dismissed as a dubious ghost story, as a preposterous parlor tale.
Holy shit, what if Toby is the dog?
But why did people stop believing it?
Why, simply because there was no resurrection to speak of, as was established, in fact.
What do you mean by no resurrection?
The police investigated the grave in Lowgate Cemetery and published their findings. The convict's body was found to be buried exactly where it had been following the execution.
No. That would mean Drebber must have lied to the police in the newspapers.
That would appear to be the only logical explanation, yes. You mean Tobias Gregson was the dog?
Yes.
The young man subsequently vanished from society and nothing has been heard of him since.
Love that.
It's rather striking, then, that he should resurface now. Don't you think?
Of course, the convicted murderer couldn't really have come back to life. That's not possible. But Drebber's hair is unusually white, and if that really did happen overnight as a result of shock, it's hard to believe the incident was an out-and-out lie. Viciously biting fish chips and aristocrats! Ah! What the bleeding no, Otto? What have you gone and done? Gina, what are you doing here? Oh, she's still got it. I asked Iris and she said this is where you be, so... So?
Dina? It's allowed in the museum.
Madame Suspels will have you take a position as a waxwork if you're not careful.
I think there might be a more pressing concern. I still have some flash powder left from 6 months ago, so... So?
Alright, Gina, we understand, but please put down the gun.
Sorry, I got scared. I should try being the one on the other end of the barrel. So, what brings you here, Gina? What brings me here? What do you think? Found it! We found that dodgy cove's workshop. What? You found... Oh! You found Drebber's workshop?
The dog gone.
Oh! Yep, Toby's nose took me straight there. Bus and the others are heading over there now in a drag, so come on. Oh. Okay, that's very, forward. I can't think what the word I'm trying to think of is. That's very progressive for the police, especially in this day and age. Here's the address. Got the boss to write it out.
Eugenia, we'll make our way there at once.
All right then. See you there. Kinesis.
You go. Don't mind me. I'll just stay here, being still.
Okay, bye. What?
I know my place. In the exhibit over there.
He's got no eyes. He's related to what's her face? Duck lady, goose lady.
Giselle Brett. Or
Yeah, Brett.
or whatever her real name is. Shin.
Yeah, Shin.
Oh dear, someone is feeling sorry for himself.
Let's go, Mr. Sholmes. You're coming.
Your words hearten me, I must say. But if I were to shirk my duties here, Madam would have me pay monetary recompense, and Iris's dinner plate would be empty once more.
Forget that. I'll pay for everything.
Ah, then there's not a moment to lose, my dear fellow. I shall hail a carriage at once.
No offer to share the cost from Mr. Sholmes, then?
I shall gladly pay half, Mr. Naruhodo.
Aw. Thank you, Mr. Sato. Right, let's go. That looks like...
Oh, it's another super high voltage instantaneous kinesis machine.
Indeed, it would appear so, though only a prototype, naturally.
Ah, so you got it then?
Tina, well done for finding this place. In such little time, you've really worked miracles.
It's Toby who's the miracle worker. He's always shoving his bum in my face, though.
This fucking creature, I love him.
Speaking of... What is with his face right now?
Looks like he smelled a really rancid fart.
Toby put his...
Jesus.
He's been on the tail end of Toby as well. Thought you lot shot up for long. Hello, Inspector. That's one knitted brow. Looks like he's eating a lemon, not a bag of fish and chips. Someone put lemon on my fish.
So, Inspector, is there any sign of the engineer?
Sadly not. Didn't find a soul in here. Found a place though.
Zam.
Oh,
Fish
what
jokes.
a shame.
Well, thank you for letting us know about this place and giving us the chance to investigate. According to what Gina tells me, we only found it thanks to a clue you lot turned up. Wouldn't want to say, go to Paris with a debt of gratitude I wouldn't want to say, go to Paris with a debt of gratitude unpaid now, would I? Thank you. Anyway, if you're open to snoop around in here, I'd get cracking. Lord Van Zeeks and the forensic investigation team are on their way here as we speak. Them again. Imagine you've got the picture by now. They don't take too kindly to lawyer types. Right.
So then, my dear fellow, let's turn this place upside down whilst we have the chat.
And you, Sholmes.
Pardon?
Are they even less kindly to great detectives than they do to lawyers?
Very droll, Gregson, very droll. But you may consider me nothing more than an inconspicuous waxwork model.
Right then, let's see what we can find in here.
Ah, this appears to be most interesting. Yes, most interesting indeed, wouldn't you say?
It's an impressive looking back massager, that's for sure. Really, Bruno? I have no doubt that if you hit your shoulders a few times with that, your aches and pains would soon go away.
It's a Royal Society trophy for excellence in science. A young scientist could wish for no higher honor.
Ah.
Would you like a massage?
No, I'm fine, thank you. Maybe. Maybe now that I know Kazuma's alive. I had no idea it was such a grand thing.
I think it's becoming increasingly clear that there's much more to this Mr. Enoch Drebber than conjuring tricks.
I couldn't agree more, my dear madam. And how about you, Mr. Naruhodo? Would you like to take it with you? For your tired shoulders, of course.
He's not gonna let that go, is he?
It's curious though, isn't it? You would expect such an important trophy to be proudly on display somewhere, not haphazardly cast aside. English gentlemen can be quite a mystery at times.
Royal Society Trophy for Excellence in Science. It was found in Mr. Drebber's workshop. It's a very prestigious award for a young scientist. Yeah, I thought so. Okay. There's a little metal plaque here, look. Fostering burgeoning talent for the future of scientific discovery.
It seems rather ironic, doesn't it?
Oh! But clearly Mr. Drebber really was a very talented scientist. Nothing else? Nothing else, I guess. What on earth is this?
An aeroplane, Mr. Naruhodo. One day scientists believe it will allow humans to fly freely in the skies.
Is that how the trick will be described, is it?
Sorry?
Well, it's actually suspended by a thin but very strong cable, isn't it?
Oh, well, this model is, yes, but a real aeroplane would actually fly high in the sky.
While suspended from somewhere even higher in the sky, of course. Because large metal objects obviously can't really stay in mid-air unsupported.
So, to you the solution is even taller towers?
This is... It's a European-style quiver of arrows with steel bolts inside.
Oh, do you suppose...
Crossbow bolts, these. And just the right size for the bow you lot turned up at the exhibition grounds. In other words... Yep, that's more evidence to support your theory. All goes to show that Drebber was the one pulling the strings behind the scenes of the old scam. It belongs to Mr. Enoch Drebber.
I'm sorry, Mr. Naruhodo. That machine is covered by the Stussy. There'd be serious repercussions if you were to examine it from the crown of the government. So keep your eyes away from the Stussy and your fingers.
God! I love that it took you a second to, like, really register what you just said.
The Stussy, yeah.
Stussy, yeah? Oh, those two don't seem to be holding back.
It's quite hollow. It's My mind is dirty. It's quite hollow inside. No working parts or devices of deception to be seen, my dear fellow.
Now there's change drops on the floor and nothing. Not even a bone for Toby here, my dear fella.
British people are very much ruled by their own ideals, aren't they?
I think that's just these two, Miss Susato. And they're gone. Oh, this goes up. It goes up, but there's no point to it going up. There's nothing.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Guess not. I guess it's just to see the whole ass replica.
Yeah. This door doesn't want to open. Yeah, looks like it's got a pretty hefty lock on it. There's a specialist locksmith on his way over from the yard, so hands off till he gets here.
With permission, Inspector, I could have that lock open in less than a minute.
Oh, don't have permission. And no one's giving it to you. Grayson looks as though he really enjoyed that.
Well, there's no sound of anybody on the other side.
No, Trevor must have fled at the first sign of danger. Oh?
Oh.
Is something wrong, Miss Susato?
Well, I heard a noise from the far side of that door. Well, Gina, did you hear it too?
Yeah, I don't know. What do you reckon, Toby? Right, mind the grease. Whoever's in there, open up. It's a Scotland Yard. Oh.
Oh my, someone is in there!
It's rotten bleeding lock.
My dear Gregson, as I said only minutes ago. If only it would countenance, I can unlock that door in less than a minute.
Fine. I'll take the rap for it. Just get us through that blasted...
There! You may enter at will.
You confuse minutes with seconds, I think.
Time is of the essence, I feel. What are we waiting for?
Nothing for it, I suppose. This is an emergency.
There's a strong possibility that beyond this door is the engineer you all seek. Be prepared for action, my dear fellow.
Yes!
Oh boy.
Oh! What? What's happened in here? Why is everything upside down? Rats! There ain't no one in here after all!
But there must be. It was only moments ago we heard those noises.
Maybe that was the sound of Drebber running away.
But there's only one door into this room.
And no windows that could afford an escape route. The skylights are too high.
Huh? What's that up there? Are they footprints? On the ceiling? How dirty were his shoes? Lord me, what have we here then? They all just ignore it, yeah? Just ignore the big fucking elephant in the room. The great detective...
Ryunosuke knows the footprints.
Yeah, sure, that's what I was talking about. Looks like someone was trying to burn something in an hurry.
Oh, that looks like a set of blueprints.
To what? It's that Professor Airbrain's balmy machine, is it? Blimey, without these, there'd been no need to muck about trying to investigate all that scrap metal.
There's something of great interest here, too. This rope was lying on the floor at the foot of the pillar.
Bombs?
I mean...
There is one. A rope? What's significant about that?
Never mind. You see, but you do not observe, Mr. Naruhodo.
We must investigate the entire room thoroughly, and before the forensic investigation team arrive, too.
I think he's noticed it now.
Yeah.
There's no denying it, is there? The footprints.
Yes, it would appear so. And I simply can't imagine how they came to be there.
Isn't there a Susato shoot-up or something? Like a Susato takedown, I mean.
I'm no Wonder Woman, Mr. Naruhodo.
That reference isn't past yet. This is like late 1800s, early 1900s.
Yeah.
That would make it almost superhuman, I suppose. It's a really lovely model. Looks just like a real flying balloon.
Yes, this bomb is made out of bomb.
I think it's probably staying aloft on the same principle as a full-size balloon, using gas.
This bomb is made out of bomb. Holy shit!
God.
Oh my god. A green flying balloon. Does the hallmarks that amazing deception of the Great Exhibition, doesn't it? Could it be? The whole thing was planned here in this very workshop? I mean, should I give it the attention it deserves?
Probably.
Yeah, fuck it.
But
yeah,
also...
Oh.
Well...
Yeah?
It's fine. I was just going to point out the safe, but...
I'm aware of the safe. I'll get to that next. Mr. Sholmes, have you found something? Runo, come on.
Ah, Mr. Naruhodo. Yes, in point of fact, something rather fascinating.
And what's it made out of?
Bomb? What do you make of this?
Let's see. Never seen anything like it before. Looks like a bundle of thick cigars wrapped in a large watch to me, but... Miss Susato, what's the matter?
That's a... Surely that's a time bomb, isn't it?
What do you say? A time bomb? Sorry, but... What is Runo? Runo, really? Come on, you gotta know. You gotta know what a bomb is, dude. What is a time bomb exactly? Huh?
You are truly one of a kind, Mr. Naruhodo.
I won't take that as a compliment. You don't know nothing, do you, Otto? You haven't got a clue what it is either, have you, Gina?
I invite you to consult a dictionary later, Mr. Naruhodo. But this particular specimen is no time bomb, though I confess it has a very similar appearance.
Oh, well, thank goodness. Then, what is it?
Cookie jar. Maybe it just wastes time. Like, destroys time. Time bomb! I mean, yeah, it does destroy the rest of your time, yeah. In a morbid way, that is true.
I see. So that's it.
Goodness, Mr. Sholmes, have you seen to the heart of the matter?
Oh, we're doing this, are we?
At times I consider my lot most unfair. For I'm fated never to know how it feels to flounder as you do when a puzzle presents itself. But I have learnt to accept the hardships that come with being a great detective, Mr. Sato.
Here we go. I feel a great deduction coming.
Once again, I can draw two conclusions from the scene we see before us. The first...
This will be interesting because there's no one here to kind of say... kind of like do the exclamation mark or question marks. There's no one here to like say for him to be like, oh yeah, I can tell from the way you're looking at this pencil while they're looking at a corpse or whatever.
I mean, true, there's nobody like suspicious or whatever, but they could still... But you know, we still have other people here, so...
Yeah.
Is that the inverted nature of the furniture in this room is the work of Mr. Drebber himself.
Oh, but how could you...
And the second conclusion is that the small device on the floor there is without question completely genuine.
Please, Mr. Sholmes, you must explain everything.
It would be a pleasure. After all, it is a great detective's civic duty to teach Scotland Yard the finer points of the trade.
Wow. Well, Inspector Gregson seems delighted with the idea anyway.
Oh, you deflected the inspector's glare with such fortitude there, Mr. Sholmes. Well done.
You're too kind, my dear madam. I hereby dedicate this great deduction to you.
Jello said when he streamed this, oh wait, did you just Drebber turn them? It wasn't raccoons. Love that.
Kindly just stand there, Mrs. Sato. Or just there. Stand just there.
Oh yes, I'd be delighted.
So, shall we begin?
I suppose.
Once again, Herlock Sholmes is proud to present his Logic and Reasoning Spectacular.
Here we go.
I forget if this is the first time we've had two of these deductions in one case. Probably not, actually, now that I'm thinking on it. No, wait, because literally the first one in case 2. On the first game, yeah. Never mind, dumb question. It's plain to see that this room is in complete disarray. The bed, the table, and the chairs, the lamp, everything is upside down. Almost as if every item in the room had, until recently, been happily positioned on the ceiling. Before falling straight down to the floor.
Every item in the room was on the ceiling? Are you suggesting that...
Raccoons?
Indeed, the key here
I see it, I see that.
is gravity.
This is cool.
Yeah, this one has some really neat visuals. It would appear technology has at last succeeded in freeing us from the great pull of the Earth. For the gravity in this room was reversed and then suddenly restored to normality.
Goodness!
The inverted furniture clearly reveals the truth about the part gravity played in this whole business. I quite understand your skepticism, Mr. Sato. I too was incredulous at first. However, my conviction in my analysis was cemented when I observed this. An anti-gravity device, almost identical to one that featured in a dream of mine only the other day, in fact.
Hey, the master.
But then why does it have a clock on it?
A most relevant question indeed. That is a timing device that controls when the gravity direction will switch. There was clearly a requirement for the engineer to be able to restore normal gravity automatically. And the commotion we heard earlier from the other side of the door was the moment that the restoration occurred.
We'll get to case 4 someday, I'm sure.
Yeah. Yes, the reason why everything in here has been turned upside down is because of the anti-gravity device. So you see, we need look no further to explain the state in which we now find this room. The direction in which gravity acts in here was reversed by Mr. Drebber, for being restored to normality in an automatic fashion sometime later by the timer device. I've witnessed precisely this scene in a dream I once had when I fell out of bed.
Okay, honey.
Now, let us consider the next conundrum. What was our engineer friend's aim? Indubitably, the greatest clue we have to explain his actions is above our heads.
Yes, how is it possible there are footprints all the way up there on the ceiling?
A question whose answer will lead us neatly to the truth, my dear madam. The reason there are footprints on the ceiling is because of the nearby skylight. Of course, Drebber's aim was singular, to escape. However, there is but one way into this room, excepting the skylight, that is.
Ah,
Oh, cool.
Yeah, by inverting the gravity in here, Drebber was able to fall conveniently to the ceiling and make his escape via the otherwise inaccessible skylight, leaving those footprints behind on the way.
but the ceiling in here is very high, Mr. Sholmes. If the gravity reversal was sudden, wouldn't Mr. Drebber have fallen up to the ceiling rather violently?
Folding up is both scientifically and philosophically a rather interesting concept, I feel. But the man was cornered with nowhere to run, so escape through the skylight was his only option. You may recall that I found this in the room earlier, which I believe offers a solution.
Oh, the rope.
To reach the intended destination, what better tool than this rope? By anchoring one end to the wall, the man was able to lower himself safely to the ceiling. Which explains how Drebber was able to escape this room before our arrival. He reversed the pull of gravity and fled via the skylight. And I, personally, should very much like to reverse the pull of gravity again now, just for fun.
And just as we're about to go into course correction, fucking Van Zeek shows up and we can't correct it.
Thus concludes Herlock Sholmes' great deduction of this topsy-turvy puzzle.
You fucking what, mate? completely spellbound. Mr. Sholmes, there is just one thing that troubles me.
I was hydrating. I would expect nothing less.
Fine.
You're destined to be troubled by just one thing for the rest of your life.
The thing is such a thing actually possible? An anti-gravity device, I mean.
I would say that with man's current scientific knowledge at the turn of the 20th century, it's no more possible than instantaneous kinesis.
Okay. But your whole deduction hinges on it.
Ah, but my dear fellow, when you have eliminated the impossible, whatever remains must be the truth.
Oh yeah, that was okay.
However improbable it may seem. It's a marvelous line, wouldn't you agree? One of my more enduring pearls of wisdom. I had Iris come up with the exact phrasing. My original was clumsy.
Yes, I have a feeling I've read it in something that Miss Susato lent me once.
Objection.
Actually, there's one other thing, Mr. Sholmes.
Oh, the spell's broken at last.
The rope you found was on the floor, wasn't it?
Indeed it was, in lonely coils near the wall.
But if Mr. Drebber had used it to escape in the way you described, wouldn't it still be tied to the wall?
Mysteries inevitably unravel in the end. As I think you'll find, do ropes. And as evidence of such, you need only look at the mystery you face in this room, now skillfully unraveled.
Uh-huh. That argument is as circular as the coils of rope.
I think perhaps I need to give Mr. Sholmes the usual little helping hand. I'm sure with some minor corrections, the great detective's great deduction will lead us to the truth.
Yes, you're right. And we must do it quickly before Enoch Drebber gets too far away.
If you're ready, then let us resume. Sherlock Sholmes' logic and reasoning spectacular.
Hold it, Mr. Sholmes. It'd be nice if we could kind of fast forward through these bits. Because we've had this dialogue.
I thought that there was like a thing that you could make like you could press a button or something to make the text scroll a little faster.
Only if it's like ones you've read before, which like we technically have here, but the game doesn't count it because it's a new instance of it.
I guess so. You don't accidentally skip something you haven't seen already.
Yeah.
Well,
Then
the gravity in this room was. Oh, wait, yeah, I don't need to read this. We've read
Yeah.
all this before. I looked away for half a second.
Here we go.
Inverted furniture.
To think gravity could have been reversed in this very room, I find the whole idea utterly enthralling.
And wrong.
Only Mr. Sholmes could conceive of such an explanation.
But the man himself admitted it was a scientific impossibility, so...
Yes, you're quite right. We must completely discount the idea at once.
Oh, that's unusually merciless of you, Miss Susato.
When you've eliminated the impossible, whatever remains must be the truth. The great detective himself said so, didn't he?
While refusing to part with his dreams of anti-gravity devices.
Yes, I suppose so.
Well, let's see if examining this topsy-turvy scene a little more closely reveals some proof that shows exactly what the gravity in this room was or wasn't doing. Where's my...
I wonder.
Let's have a look at it.
The furniture in here is very conspicuously upside down, certainly.
Yes, it does immediately put you in mind of some strange quirk of gravity I've met. Oh!
Could it be the mini whirlwind passed through here, do you think?
I'm not sure that's much more plausible than Mr. Sholmes' explanation.
Oh dear, saying the first thing that comes into your head isn't the way forward here, it seems.
The bed! Well, I wasn't expecting to find a pretty bunch of flowers in here, that's for sure.
Huh, look at that!
I know that slender little vase looks like it's about to topple at any moment, but the flowers are thriving! Somehow it makes you think of the fragility of life, wouldn't you say?
To be honest, Mr. Naruhodo, something else about it made a rather deeper impression on me.
Take that!
The upright vase clearly reveals the truth about the part gravity played in this whole business.
On my word, Mr. Naruhodo, you surpassed yourself, completely turning my argument on its head. Trying to impress your assistant here, perhaps?
No, I'm gay. No one's trying to steal your spotlight here, Mr. Sholmes. Trust me.
As you rightly say, though it appears at first glance that all the furniture in the room is upside down, this unassuming slender vase is standing keenly to attention. And unlike the large safe, there is nothing affixing it to the floor.
And it's the exception that breaks the rule.
In short, much as it pains me, the gravity in this room was never inverted at all.
My deepest sympathies for your loss.
I like the little rat just standing there.
Yeah.
Oh, poor Mr. Sholmes.
But the show must go on. So, let's continue with our deductions. Now, if this contrivance is not in fact an anti-gravity device, there remains but one other possibility.
You don't say.
Someone deliberately turned over every piece of furniture in here. Except the vase, of course.
Which might sound obvious, but leaves one mystery very much unsolved. Namely, why would anyone choose to do that?
Quite. And naturally, there is an explanation. Yes, the reason why everything in here has been turned upside down is because of the anti-gravity device. Wait, fuck.
He's absolutely determined this device must have something to do with it, isn't he?
I'm afraid the lure of an exciting scientific explanation is too strong.
Well, there's no doubt that somebody did this. Somebody turned all this furniture over. So whoever it was must have had a reason.
I'm afraid nothing comes to mind at all, though.
Oh yeah, nothing at all. Not the... Well, let's look around and see if the answer presents itself. Maybe if we were to look over here.
Ooh.
Look, there's something written on the underside of this armchair.
Oh yes, safe. 432582.
You could never pawn or sell this armchair again.
Yeah.
Safe, as in safe and secure? Bruno!
As in secure lockable box, I think.
We need to don't talk about Bruno. Admittedly more likely.
Well, there is a large safe bolted to the floor on the other side of the room, so yes.
So you mean this number would let us open it?
I wonder why it's written here, though.
Take that!
Yes, the reason why everything in here has been turned upside down is because of the safe combination.
Precisely, I believe, Mr. Naruhodo. That you had a very similar experience once, did you not?
Yes, last year. When I bought a lottery ticket and noted the ticket number down on the inside cover of a book, just in case.
That's it! For people are forgetful souls at heart, and always make a written note of important information.
Just keeping the ticket itself safe would be more sensible, I think.
Could have put that in the inside of the book, Rona.
And what, pray, happened next, Mr. Naruhodo?
When the day of the draw came round, I'd forgotten which book I'd written the number in and had to turn my room upside down to find it.
That's it! For people are forgetful souls at heart, and always forget where they've noted things down.
Not if you always note things in the same place.
I actually won the second prize, you know. But I couldn't remember which magazine I'd slipped the ticket into, so I had to turn...
Thank you, Mr. Naruhodo, but I believe I've proved my point now.
Is it? So, yeah, turn my room.
Which is that a very similar scenario has clearly unfolded in this room.
Finding himself requiring access to the safe, the occupant of this room needed the combination code. He remembered that he'd written it on the underside of a piece of furniture, but forgot which one.
Leading to the state in which we now find the room. Yes, Mr. Jerba overturned all the furniture in here. In a desperate hurry to locate the combination code that would unlock the safe.
He's in the safe, isn't he?
Now, let us consider the next conundrum.
What was our engineer friend's aim?
Indubitably, the greatest clue we have to explain his actions is above our heads.
Yes, how is it possible that there are footprints all the way up there on the ceiling?
Question to whose answer will lead us neatly to the truth, my dear madam. I just realized I'm rereading this, even though I don't really need to. It's the skylight.
Well, if a change in the direction of gravity can't explain it, then how do those footprints get there?
Yes, I feel as though that particular mystery has just become even harder to solve.
I can't think of any other way to explain it at all.
Also, I'm not sure. I feel like most of that dialogue was maybe new, like they'd redone it because of the last. I don't know. They do kind of change the dialogue once you've repurposed his things sometimes. Anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, life was so much simpler in those halcyon days when gravity could be reversed.
It was minutes ago, and those halcyon days never existed in the first place.
Well, I suppose we must simply put our faith in Mr. Sholmes and observe the area in more detail.
Or we could actually solve this instead. Putting our faith in Mr. Sholmes is what gets us into these situations in the first place. Oh! Oh! It's hard to believe, but there's a shoe up there, look.
Oh yes, and there are more footprints on this little balloon, too. Perhaps the shoe was thrown up there and became lodged, do you think?
If so, then judging from the number of footprints, it must have been thrown up several times. Why would anyone be throwing shoes up at the ceiling, though?
Oh dear, that's beyond me, I'm afraid.
Take that!
The reason there are footprints on the ceiling is because of the nearby shoe.
And on closer inspection, there are clearly footprints all over the balloon as well. In other words, the aim was never the skylights at all, but the balloon. But for what purpose? A green balloon. That seems somewhat familiar data.
Ah!
There was a piece of green balloon's envelope that Mr. Naruhodo and Iris found at the scene.
And inside the green balloon that Master Gotts claims he saw above the stage when the incident occurred was the second birdcage, the crux of the whole instantaneous kinesis deception.
I don't know why I expected a flashback.
You mean to say?
I also kind of did.
If we assume the balloon in here is a model of the one used on the day, there's a strong possibility something may be concealed inside it. Something our absconder was desperate to retrieve before making a hasty getaway.
But the balloon's out of reach.
Hence why he resorted to a projectile, namely the shoe.
Let me throw my rat at it.
Most probably, Drebber intended to tear a hole in the envelope by assailing it with the shoe. However, his efforts were thwarted when the shoe itself became a prisoner of those lofty eyes.
Oh dear. Desperately need to examine that balloon. If only there was some way we could see inside.
You may recall that I found this in the room earlier, which I believe offers a solution.
Oh, the rope.
To reach the intended destination, what better tool than this rope? What better tool than this fucking gun I have in my back pocket? Mr. Schultz has made us bring the deduction back to the rope.
I mean, that said, we do have a gun in our back pocket of sorts. Alright, I'd have to admit that was clever. So we just throw the rope up to the balloon and then pull it down to us on the ground?
Which is much easier said than done, I feel. And could take us a very long time as well.
True, perhaps we need a more surefire method. In fact, we already have one, of course, don't we? Yep. The trophy. The gun in our back pocket.
Take that!
To reach the intended destination, what better tool than this crossbow?
Let's find the scene, in fact.
And in all likelihood belongs to Mr. Drebber.
If the man had only brought it away with him that day.
I just noticed the little rabbit that Susato's got, and it's got her kimono on.
He could have avoided losing a shoe at such a critical time as this. So, shall we? Your curiosity is deeply stirred, no doubt, my dear fellows. What is it that Enoch Drebber has hidden inside that balloon?
Are you fucking kidding me?
Ah!
What the? A waxwork?
Indeed it is. A waxwork head inside a metal mask. A mask that is shut tight and fastened with a strong and quite impenetrable lock.
So we can't see the face inside, that means.
Just a moment. This is the head of a waxwork model. Does that mean... Oh, goodness.
I see you've joined the dots, Mr. Sato. Excellent.
I see you've joined the dots too, Sholmes. Excellent. Of course, a The headless waxwork model. The case of the abducted. One second, I'm gonna take a sip.
Yes, you're right, Mr. Naruhodo. This waxwork head, when you remove this helmet, is in fact Queen Victoria. What the fuck, Sholmes?
The case of the abducted Madame Two-Spells model that you largely solved. It was only the head of the killer that was still missing.
Indeed it was. But I believe Madame Two-Spells will now have to settle her sizable accounts with me. This, as you have now surmised, is the head of the infamous professor.
Yes.
But why is it here?
This conclusively confirms my suspicions. The man responsible for stealing the professor from Madame Two-Spells and returning it, sans cite, earlier today was none other than Enoch Drebber.
This is incredible. Professor Hairbrain's case and the waxwork abduction they're inextricably linked by Enoch Drebber's workshop. The head of the Professor Waxwork that was stolen from the Madame Two-Spells special exhibit. You better believe I'm looking at that first chance I get. Oh, right.
Well, it appears our logical pleasure cruise has come to an end, my dear fellows.
First chance I get.
We're in the middle of something here.
Oh, it's not like you've interrupted me for less, Sholmes. Is there really nothing to examine here?
You may have just skimmed by something.
Oh, crap. Wrong button. Ah. I can't find anything out of place. Oh, okay.
Wait.
Oh. This lock does look very strong, doesn't it? There's definitely no way you could remove the mask yourself if it was put on you.
What a terrible way to treat someone, even a convicted criminal.
I know, it's starting to make me livid, actually.
Mr. Naruhodo, please.
I mean, just think about it. Imagine if you had an itch on your cheek all of a sudden. You'd be utterly helpless.
Well, yes, that's true. I'm not sure that warrants quite so much anger.
Oh, right. Sorry. Okay.
Yes, all that remains is to speak with the architect of this adventure.
The architect?
You mean Mr. Drebber?
As it seems quite impossible he escaped via one of the skylights. Obviously, the man must still be here in the room.
Of course he is. I know exactly where he is.
His location should be abundantly clear. You could say that he's among us.
God
If
damn
you
it.
simply reflect on the journey we've made together during this deduction.
Enoch Drebber is right here, somewhere in this room?
So, Mr. Naruhodo, will you do the honors?
Yes, of course. Mr. Drebber's hiding place must be the...
The bomb.
the vent.
So true, actually.
I mean, come on.
Take that!
Before we gained access to this back room, we heard noises from in here.
Which tells us the engineer was still in the building at that point in time.
He was, in fact, searching for the combination to his safe.
and pressed for time, made no attempt to right the furniture that he overturned in the process. From which we can deduce that his search for the combination happened very recently indeed. In summary, Mr. Enoch Drebber is at this very moment inside the safe. Thus concludes Herlock Sholmes' great deduction of this topsy-turvy puzzle.
Trevor must have like been listening to this whole time and just been like, what the fuck, anti-gravity? What is this dude on?
Yeah. Oh man. Am I allowed to call a character or
Go for it.
I've been itching for Enoch, honestly.
Okay.
I know I've been playing a lot in this part, but still. So, Mr. Naruhodo.
I don't know. I'd say it's fairly evenly split this time, ish, maybe.
Fair enough. I think perhaps it's time we ended this game of hide and seek, don't you?
By opening the safe, you mean?
What else?
Let's see. The combination was 1.
432582.
I knew that. All right, then here goes.
You found me.
Oh my god. His hand is cool.
Yeah.
Whoa. His self is cool.
Yeah, he's honestly one of my favorite characters in the case.
Right then, sir, Mr. Enoch Drebber, I presume.
I mean, honestly, most of the characters in this case are pretty great. Like, you have 2 spells, and Scythe has a pretty cool design, and this dude just in general. Really, the only one I can say is like kind of a miss for me is the little German boy, but that's because little German boy.
I'm gonna tell Hana you
even
said
then,
that.
even then, he's still kind of funny.
I'm telling Hana you hate little German boys.
Listen, correct. No, wait, listen, it's not right.
You better stop talking. You tripped Professor Hairbrain with that bogus machine you built. I want to be this dude.
I've wanted to like do a cosplay at some point, but like the big problem would be getting that fucking hand right.
Right?
Yeah.
And you shall have to explain the theft of the waxwork from Madame Two Spells as well.
Whilst I would be delighted to answer your many questions. Personally, I would advise that you deactivate my little parcel first.
You know what he is? He's fucking Robotnik in the first Sonic film.
Kinda, yeah.
Robotnik does a lot of these sort of movements.
Yeah?
Deactivate?
Your parcel? I refer, of course, to the time bomb. I left it in a most prominent position. Ah! Ha, ha, ha. I see. Stunned silence. You're all gearing up to die with me, then? No!
Holy shit, and then we did?
Mr. Sholmes! Oh, with only 7 seconds to spare.
That was too close for comfort. I've got 1 foot in the grave already. You're trying to help us get a killer or get us killed. I'm also here.
Mr. Sholmes' deductions can be completely life-altering, can't they?
Woof.
Well, my dear fellows, that was a close shave. The resemblance to an anti-gravity device is really quite startling, I must say.
No, it isn't, because no such thing exists, you himbo.
Anti-gravity devices don't exist.
I wouldn't push it, Mr. Sholmes. Oh, this music is excellent.
Yep.
What on earth happened in here?
You've found me, haven't you? No need to screw me down any further.
Don't talk about diddling. Do not talk about diddling.
Everything in here is precisely
What it seems.
Oh!
So he does this thing where he highlights his text a lot, and so I'm just taking some liberties with that.
Nice. Yeah, well, we'll be giving it a thorough going over, don't you worry, Drebber.
What fails to click with me is how you were able to my workshop. That I was not expecting. When I heard
Whistling.
from the other room, I knew it was time to bolt.
Whistling?
Ah, that would have been me.
Oh my god.
Oh,
For some reason, I woke in fine fettle today.
No words, just tightly squeezed chips.
He really does have the Luigi mustache there. Clearly, I must
Have a screw loose.
though, as I couldn't remember the combination for the safe. And
Another one loose.
as I couldn't remember on which piece of furniture I'd written it down.
We also found a rope off by the wall?
Yes, I'd hoped to exit through the skylight, but sadly the rope was...
Loose on.
So I then settled So I then set about
Touching.
for the combination code to open the safe. And burning the incriminating blueprints, don't forget. Regrettably, though, you failed to retrieve the head from the balloon among the rafters.
And after that, you hid yourself inside the safe? Having first set this parcel ticking.
Well, I had
No intention of being nailed.
by the police.
What about diddled?
I was not prepared to be
Be diddled.
either.
Got a death wish, have you? On right beside a ticking time bomb?
Please, why do you suppose I chose to hide?
Inside the safe.
It's no ordinary safe. It's specially designed. A dynamite explosion.
Wouldn't even leave a squint.
So, in fact, the safe was the only safe place.
And once you wake up,
but once you climbed inside, you wouldn't have been able to get out again.
You're echoing now.
Oh, fuck.
I have them all in a column. Sometimes I miss the button. Oof.
Love that. Excellent.
I invite you to...
Oh, that one didn't come through very clearly. Just the
Oh, damn.
just the look more closely bit.
Ah, damn. Well, I invite you to...
look more closely.
There we go.
The safe is fitted with a handle on the inside to allow the door to be unlocked.
Within.
Oh, so it is.
I had always intended to,
Blow this place to smithereens.
In any case.
Why? What? Smithers?
I just wasn't expecting uninvited guests to
To come along.
and screw up my plans.
Do you mean to say you were planning to blow us all up?
No. That was...
Unforeseen.
What do you mean?
Most people run, you see, when they see a ticking time bomb.
Their feet.
Ah,
I calculated the
Time required for retreat.
to a safe distance and set the device accordingly. But you're seemingly
This force
in here threw a spanner in the works. Is something wrong, Gregson? Do I have something on my face, besides the usual eyes, ears, nose, and mouth?
I think we have a fairly good idea of what's been going on here now. But what about the two incidents you've evidently been involved in recently? Professor Hairbrain's instantaneous kinesis experiment at the Great Exhibition? And the waxwork model you stole, which this head belongs to.
That's,
no ordinary head.
you know, that's the head of the professor. Clad in a mask with a lock,
So strong.
I'm unable to open it safely to reveal the killer's identity.
Okay, so?
I've been considering carrying it around as
For fuck's sake.
going on in here, Gregson? I'm sure you're aware that I have sole jurisdiction to investigate here.
Yeah, well, Dr. Scythe again. So the forensic investigation team are here.
And you know full well the engineer is a key witness. Why are you allowing this lawyer access to him? If Lord Strongheart knew of this, you'd be finished. You lot, leave at once. My dear madam, there's no need for such a threatening tone, I assure you. After all, that's no way to greet an old acquaintance, is it, Dr. Scythe? Hello, Sholmes.
Mr. Sholmes knows Dr. Scythe?
He seems to know a lot of people.
Yeah.
If it's protecting the machine next door that's causing such a sour expression on your face, you are quite misguided. It's really nothing more than a shell. You get out! But of course, we'll show ourselves the door. I see you haven't softened at all. Mr. Naruhodo!
Yes?
It would appear that our delightfully entertaining investigations have run their course for today.
But Mr. Sholmes?
Let us leave this place in the doctor's capable hands. I said get out! Now! All of you! Your presence here is not required either, Gregson.
Understood. But I'll just say one thing before I head off. If it weren't for this lawyer and his companions, we'd never have found this place, and the old workshop would have been blown to bits. There was a time bomb sitting here that this lot disarmed. Inspector. Is he rebooting?
Maybe.
Something give you a chuckle, is it, Drebber?
So
Sorry.
didn't mean to offend. You're quite right, of course. You did disarm,
But the time bomb.
didn't you? Yes, you did disarm.
That's one.
Oh god. Eh? Why? That one? You mean... Oh god. Oh fuck. Sholmes and Sholmes, look out!
Oh no!
It was an hour later that we heard the news. The enormous explosion that ripped through the experimentation stage of the Great Exhibition. Professor Harebrain's invention and all its secrets were blown away forever. Jesus.
Doof probably won't be taking that one very well.
Curse you, Perry the Platypus!
Damn it.
What do I reckon? How long... you said this trial's in 2 parts, right?
Yes, it's in 2 parts. Second part is considerably longer than the first part.
Reckon we can get through the first one now, or...
If you have about an hour to spare, maybe, yeah.
I could go another hour if you're up for it.
Yeah.
Cool. Hey, look, it's Sholmes.
I've been wrong calculating time before though, so we'll see.
Yeah. Good morning to you, Mr. Naruhodo the Defender Puss.
Oh, it seems same as ever.
Good morning, Professor. Ready for today's proceedings? No! I hope so. I should be. Even I, with nothing left to...
Good morning, my dear fellows.
Whoa, Mr. Sholmes, you're here.
Why, naturally. A true gentleman stands shoulder to shoulder with his friends in battle at all times.
A true gentleman, huh?
Yeah, for that line, you know what? It actually fits that I have a very Leighton-esque voice for him by default.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. I'll see you later then. Now, Professor, we really need you to remain calm in the courtroom today.
Yes, do try your hardest to not enter the witness stand uninvited again.
Yes, I will. I realize it was a mistake, but I...
My dear fellows, I must interject.
How like the interjectopus? Oh, you're still here, Mr. Sholmes. What's the matter?
Surely you've overlooked some praise, have you not? To be cast in my direction,
Sorry, I don't follow.
I spell it out. I, the great Herlock Sholmes, the greatest detective of worldwide acclamation, arose at some ungodly hour to be here now, first thing in the morning. A miracle, you must agree.
Well, if I must agree, then...
As you know, my sleep is quite impregnable. Iris had to employ her full gamut of tactics. She pulled the covers off, shook me, poked both cheeks, punched me, and kicked me from the bed. And she poured a boiling cup of her latest experimental blend on my face, and at last I was bestirred.
Oh my, Iris has been busy.
Iris doesn't have it in her to go that far. She's too nice. I sense the spirit of a fellow scientist. One who relishes the infinite possibilities of blending tea.
I'm the one worthy of praise here, not Iris. This is my victory. I actually don't know who this one could be.
Sorry to cut in, guessing.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, yeah! Oh, Inspector Gregson, good morning.
Gregson, my dear fellow. Why the grim expression at this delightfully early hour?
I don't know, maybe because I've been confronted with a grimmer expression, huh?
Dear me, are you going to take that insult lying down, Professor?
What? I don't know! Poor Professor. Anyway, here's the paperwork you asked for. What paperwork?
I took the liberty of requesting it yesterday. I have a feeling it may prove useful.
You wouldn't believe the hoops I had to jump through to get this brought out the archives. It's the Professor's autopsy report.
That mass murderers?
Why? Who killed 5 members of the aristocracy, and then for some reason didn't keep going? It was found guilty in a closed trial 10 years ago now. It was all done under wraps. And it was quickly executed soon after the trial. It's all in here. The autopsy reported the mass murderer known as the Professor was tried and found guilty by closed trial 10 years ago. I don't know what to say. Thank you, Inspector.
Redacted.
Yeah. Death by hang confirmed at midnight, 17th June. Courtney Stevens.
Yes, much obliged, Gregson.
Our slowly lot of the yard are just doing what we can. In the shadow of the great Detective Sholmes, of course. Well then, Professor Hairbrain, this is it. Today we're going to lay all this to rest at last.
I wish you the best of luck, Professor.
I suppose he'll be in there today, will he? Drebber.
Yes, we expect the prosecution to summon him as a witness.
I'm still amazed that you managed to find him in just one day. I really owe you both so much. Counsel and the defendant. Trial's about to resume. Kindly make your way into the courtroom at once. This is it then. Final chapter. Funny, my heart's racing a little. I've not felt this before, actually. This strange foreboding. As if something's gonna happen in this trial that I'm not ready for. But I can't let that distract me from the only thing that really matters. Finding the truth. To be continued.
Yeah, I told you it was short.
Hey!
In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. I resume the public hearing of Albert Hairbrain, here present, who stands accused of murder. Are the counsels for the prosecution and defense ready to proceed? The prosecution is ready, my lord.
The defense is ready, my lord. As promised, Lord Van Zieks has his apprentice with him. His apprentice with memory loss. Like, it's not even up for debate anymore, is it? Like, that is just factually Kazuma.
Well,
We'll see, I guess.
Do I want to say this now? Is the thing.
I mean, I guess not. We'll find out I'm
Yeah, I guess if I'm debating it, I should hold off.
yeah. I'm 100%. Oh yeah, sorry.
If I may, Lord Van Zeeks. Yes, my lord. There appears to be someone standing at your side. Yes, my apprentice and assistant. The prosecution believes today's proceedings will see the complexity of this case rise considerably. Okay, so you've stated their profession. Can you state their name? Oh shit, that's kind of cool. I therefore instructed my assistant to to ensure the smooth running of the trial.
The problem with that, though, that should not have worked. He just sliced off the tip of the cork. The cork is now just jammed in the neck.
Well,
And the smooth running of liquid refreshments by the look of it. That's what they've been training for.
The way he holds himself, the way he moves. It couldn't be anyone else.
But he's still suffering from amnesia, so there's really nothing we can do at the moment.
I know, but oh, this is so very hard.
it would appear the prosecution has done a fine job in responding to the demands of the court made yesterday. I understand you have successfully secured the engineer who disappeared from the scene of the day in question. Yes, my lord. I intend to call him as a witness shortly. Very good, very good. Now then, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, who have been chosen at random to represent the will of the people in this courtroom today, are you ready and willing to proceed?
Of course, my lord. I'm sure we all understand the importance of doing our civic duty.
I do so despise deception and deceit. I find it so very wearing.
To take a man's life without a conjuring trick, 'tis against the magician's code, not to mention the law.
Any fake scientist reveal the wrath of God, if you ask me.
Still love that voice. We have to listen to what's said on both sides of the fence, and then settle on one. That's it, isn't it? Oh, I've forgotten the voice I gave that one.
Fair enough. It happens
I think
sometimes.
that's pretty much it.
I wasn't like this in my day. Wasn't like this at all. If all parties are ready to proceed, you may begin, Lord Van Zeeks. Before I do, my lord, there is a report I must read to the court. Yesterday, at the Great Exhibition Grounds, the evidence of primary importance in this case, a super high voltage instantaneous kinesis machine which was installed on the experimentation stage,
The Schvick.
was deliberately destroyed in an explosion affected by an unknown person or persons.
It was... what?
An explosion? This is an outright! Yes, I heard this grave news yesterday. Scotland Yard's made a report to my office in the evening. I read that the machine was blasted to smithers, and the wreckage reduced to ashes in the flame. I have here a photographic print of the scene taken in wake of the explosion. It shows what little remains of the machine.
It does show the base to be hollow, though.
Yes, a terrible business.
He did destroy the evidence, did he?
That Enoch Drebber.
The court will take this print as evidence, counsel.
Photographic print of the experimentation stage after it was completely leveled by a time bomb. The metal floor of the stage has been blown open by the explosion.
Late yesterday afternoon, the protection afforded to the machine by the Stussy was revoked. However, before a thorough investigation could begin, the invention was obliterated from existence. As such, this will become a very different trial. As it stands now, with no evidence on which to draw meaningful conclusions, the authenticity of the kinesis machine will remain forever in obscurity. Indeed. A most unfortunate state of affairs. However, one thing remains clear. The victim's death was the result of the actions of the accused. Of that, we can be certain. But it was the accused himself who was operating the machine and ultimately caused its loss of control.
Objection!
As Lord Van Zeeks rightly says, this is a very different trial now. The accused accepts responsibility for his part in the events that transpired. He acknowledges that Mr. Asman died as a result of the accident caused by his machine's malfunction. However, unbeknownst to the professor, he was being deliberately deceived by a pair of very clever fraudsters.
Names, counsel, if you please.
The engineer, Mr. Enoch Drebber, and the victim himself, Mr. Odie Asman. So, what exactly were these two men up to behind the defendant's back? The defense intends to expose that information, thus establishing the unequivocal innocence of the defendant.
Thank you, counsels. The positions of the prosecution and defense have been clearly stated. Lord Van Zeeks, summon your first witness, please. At once, my lord. The prosecution calls the engineer, Mr. Enoch Drebber, to the stand.
Oh, he's waving.
State your name and occupation for the court. Name.
Enoch Drebber.
Occupation.
Hard to pin down.
I would say.
See that black monocle?
Oh yes, I do feel as though I've seen it somewhere before.
Oh, you too? I had exactly the same feeling myself.
Your file indicates that you are currently being investigated in connection with another case. The theft for waxwork model, is it? Most extraordinary sounding business. But that,
No bear.
in this trial, I assure you, cleave it from your mind.
Cleave it.
You're familiar with the public experiment carried out at the Great Exhibition some days ago. Gotta add a bit more, differentiation to the voices. They're starting to blend together. The accused super high voltage instantaneous kinesis demonstration. Well, I guess Drebber has the robot tick I gave him.
Yeah.
Yes, you could say that.
I am aware of it.
There was...
Terrible.
wasn't there?
It's very much the, that could have worked for, Oh, sorry, you go on.
It was you, Mr. Drebber, who constructed the vast machine used in the experiment. Could have worked on who?
Spamton. Took me a second.
Yeah, yeah, he is. He does kind of have, Spamton energy, weirdly enough, without, not quite as unhinged. Almost there, but not quite. But, Or so our investigations indicate. Can you confirm your involvement? Yes, I constructed it, in precise accordance with the blueprints.
But that's all.
And the court would be very interested to hear your thoughts about the machine, I'm sure.
Ooh.
An amazing device.
If you ask me.
The pinnacle.
Modern science, making instantaneous kinesis a reality at last.
What?
Good gracious! Do you mean to say that the experiment was bona fide? Is that your belief, sir?
Oh, this jerk.
Yes, that is very much my belief. Such a waste that it blew up.
Objection.
But we've already established the machine was nothing more than a prop for an elaborate conjuring trick.
Objection.
You've established nothing of the sort. All that was shown during yesterday's proceedings is that the same outcome could have been produced by means of stage trickery. Your defense merely proposed a method and demonstrated its feasibility. Nothing more.
But...
We've procrastinated long enough, I feel. Witness, you will now give your formal testimony. About the machine that you constructed for the purpose of the demonstration at the Great Exhibition. Understood. Oh boy.
Here we go.
I met
The young professor.
approximately 1 year ago, through Mr. Assman's introduction. He provided me with the blueprints and I
Constructed.
the machine to his precise specifications. It was no trick. If the whole show was a fraud, it would have required...
A body double.
Tell me, did the victim have a twin?
Which, voice mod, what voice thing is that? Or is it
It doesn't have the name on my stream deck. It's called Genius.
Ooh, okay. I think I might have that one on my,
I mean, yeah, you should.
Yeah, I do. I have it preset on my phone.
Nice.
Nice.
All the spectators.
Saw the birdcage appear above their heads and then crash headfirst into the crystal tower. A terrible accident, I grant you. Perhaps the science on which the machine was built was
Flawed.
somehow.
A body double?
That,
Goes without saying.
surely. To give the impression that something has moved when in reality it hasn't. It's a basic
Conjuring.
principle. The deception cannot be achieved without the original with a fake at some points in the performance. But would I be right in saying you haven't managed to establish anything
Along those lines.
incidentally? The prosecution has already confirmed that Mr. Assman had no twin siblings. It's my understanding that this witness is very well versed in conjuring artfulness. But such talents do not indicate that he was actually able to accomplish what he claims. Namely, the construction of what, by all accounts, must have been an extremely complex scientific machine. Whatever
Do you mean?
Yesterday's proceedings brought the true nature of your past exploits to light, Mr. Trevor.
Indeed it did, my lord. As a swindler who preys on innocent scientists to elicit government grant money through conjuring know-how.
Yes, it's true that I possess considerable knowledge of...
Magic.
But crucially, my scientific knowledge more than matches that of
Any academic.
in the field. Investigation of the witness's workshop attests to that claim, my lord. As evidence, the police found this Royal Society trophy for young talent in science there.
How the hell did you find that? That's in my pocket.
No, it's not.
Yes, that's true. We spotted it there ourselves.
I thought it was. Did Gina give this to you?
Yes. If a hypothesis is sound, it can always be forced into a physical manifestation with sufficient skill.
fucking love that. He's just being really petty in his objections now. No, he didn't. Shut up.
Yeah.
Objection, I hate you.
Though I may have sold
The secret of some deceptive wiles.
to sniveling, talentless scientists in the past. Would you therefore assert that the explosion of the machine was an unfortunate accident, or, of course, a deliberate act of murder carried out by...
Misuse of the science.
Counsel for the defense, your cross-examination, please.
Yes, my lord. Okay.
Hold it!
I'm going to press everything because I'm not sure at the moment. So you were already acquainted with Mr. Assman himself?
Not really.
By chance.
I'd seen his name mentioned in the papers, that's all. But I had no interest in his private affairs. If he was an unscrupulous investor, it was no concern of mine. As long as people pay their bills, I take up my tools and
Construct.
what they ask for.
So why did Mr. Assman approach you in particular then?
Who can say? I presume because my name is associated with...
Excellence in engineering.
Not to mention excellence in fraud?
Well,
Fuck you too.
hard to gauge. But the point is,
All I did was construct the machine according to the blueprints I was given.
in other words, the kinesis machine was built on solid scientific principles. Yes,
You might say that.
Professor Harebrain certainly has.
A mind like no other.
I mean, if nothing else, Sholmes did kind of admit that he might have lied about Kazuma being dead. I'm overthinking it. It's clear that you have both scientific knowledge and knowledge of conjuring magic, however.
More knowledge you have, the better... It didn't. I pressed the button, but it didn't.
That's
The better equipped you are to handle.
Whatever comes along. But your implication is
That I furnished the machine with.
some trickery, I think.
It's a possibility that we have to explore.
Unfortunately, though, the machine has been...
To kingdom come.
I could see how you could make that hand, maybe. Black glove, get some like gold detail and gold like not paint, but like you could make some like yeah, I could see that being doable. Yeah. Maybe not as easily the like functional cogs on the top end.
So there's really
Nothing left.
to explore, is there? It appears that the kinesis machine was fitted with a timed explosive device of some kind. And there's
Nothing left of that device either. Not a single shred of evidence remaining.
I hear.
Actually, no, maybe it would have to be paint because you'd need to be flexible to allow your hand movement. Must have planned this all from the outset.
But in any case, it's abundantly
Clear.
that the experiment couldn't have been a trick.
Do.
Hold it!
Of course, that's it. Mr. Assman was a twin.
Objection!
Perhaps my learned friend wasn't listening earlier. Mr. Assman had no twin siblings.
I can love Assman. Where's Kazoo? I guess he's behind.
Sometimes he just gets obscured by Barrick's poses, and I had this really funny thought about that actually. He's not so much judicial assistant parallel to Sasato as he is to the mouse on Ryunosuke's shoulder in that case.
Oh my god! Holy shit! No, I heard you before, but the thread of hope hadn't quite left me. Holy
The
shit.
demonstration could have been a trick if there was somebody who looked sufficiently like the victim. But Dr. Scythe absolutely ruled that out as a possibility.
It is beyond question that the victim himself, Mr. Assman, did move it from the stage to the Crystal Tower. The fingerprints found at the scene attest to the fact.
So it can't have been orchestrated using someone who looked identical to Mr. Assman then. What are you thinking, Miss Naruhodo?
Oh, nothing. Just the idea of someone who looked identical to the victim is playing on my mind. I mean, I think I get what it's going for. No spectators saw the...
Hold it!
But that's why the Professor dummy was stolen, I think. It crashed head first, you say?
According to the
Many witness reports.
from those there at the time, yes.
Were you not there at the exhibition grounds on the day?
Unlikely. I
Leave.
my workshop.
Unlikely. Yet another of your unique inventions was found at the scene.
Well, it was the unveiling of a machine I'd labored over for many months.
Wrong effect, but I'll take it.
Fuck. Like I said, they're all in a column, so.
Yeah.
I saw it
Clearly.
with my own eyes. That birdcage plummeting headfirst into the tower.
Wait. Okay, so yeah. He's now admitting it. What a surprise.
I believe
The victim's neck was broken.
from the headlong fall, wasn't it?
How would you have come by that information?
Even an infernal recluse like me reads the newspapers, you know. According to the reports,
2 injuries.
were apparent on the victim's body.
Yes, he'd been stabbed in the chest by a screwdriver believed to belong to the defendant, and he had broken vertebrae as a result of a fall from a considerable height.
Correct. My learned friend has been doing his research, it seems.
Do we know which injury was the fatal one?
Sadly not.
Okay. Fall from a great height. Stabbed by a screwdriver which was found at the scene. We need to unlock that professor's head.
Forensic science is not yet at a level where such things can be determined. What we do know is that the victim died, having sustained both injuries at some point during the experiment.
Oh crap! So I'll
And since he was found in the birdcage with his neck broken, it's obvious that he...
He fell from a considerable height.
I suppose that's hard to deny.
Hold it!
So you understood the science, did you? Oops.
Not in the slightest.
Oh, right.
As I've said a number of times, I'm an engineer. My job is to manufacture
According to the blueprints,
I'm given. I'd be inviting manifold
problems.
if I foolishly allowed my brain to digest the ideas behind them. I could be accused of stealing those ideas, for example.
But how is it possible to construct a machine without really understanding its the principles it relies on?
Well, you're practicing law
Without really understanding
the principles it relies on, aren't you?
Go fuck yourself, dude. A very good point. No, Bruno!
Stand up for yourself, Mr. Naruhodo.
Yeah, you goddamn bitch.
The point is, the experiment resulted in instantaneous kinesis taking place. As such, the science must be sound. Yes, and really, experimental results are
matters.
when it comes to proving a hypothesis.
He's certainly very sure of himself.
What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo?
Well, now the machine has been completely destroyed by yesterday's explosion. It's going to be impossible to argue its authenticity one way or the other.
But if we're unable to establish it was a piece of stage trickery rather than genuine science, we'll have no grounds on which to demonstrate Professor Harebrain's innocence.
Both Mr. Assman and this man in the stand tricked the professor and used him. They took advantage of his naivety and to some bending belief in his work, and I won't let them get away with it. Seeing as Professor is an old friend of Lord Van Zeek's, what on earth must he be feeling towards Drebber? Okay,
We have the birdcage in our evidence, don't we?
yeah, did we examine it?
I think we might have, but I don't think we found anything new about it, but I remember there being something, so, yeah.
I don't think I examined this.
Yeah, no, there would be a check mark, yeah.
Yeah. Look here, Miss Susato.
Oh yeah, the wood's cracked and broken a little. I suppose it's because it fell from such a height.
Yeah, from the height at which the balloon was flying down into the crystal tower below. A fall of about 30 feet, or 9 meters.
Leaving the man inside tragically dead.
Or puppet. Not puppet, causing damage to its base. There it is!
Mmm.
Bloop, 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 bloop.
Objection!
We've examined the birdcage that crashed into the crystal tower ourselves. As you can see, the cage, which is a wooden construction, has sustained damage in one particular spot.
Following the explosion, it fell some 30 feet into the glass of the crystal tower. That level of damage is to be expected, surely.
I agree. The damage itself is entirely understandable. What doesn't make sense is the location of that damage. All the breakages in the wood are at the base of the birdcage, not the top.
What?
Are you saying? That's the opposite of what where they should be.
Thank you, Your Honor. Yes. That's right, my lord. The birdcage that was at the scene is damaged at its base. So we have reports of the birdcage falling headlong into the crystal tower, yet the damage is at the bottom. The only way to reconcile these two facts is to accept that there were two birdcages in play that day, which were at some point switched. Switched during what wasn't a scientific experiment at all, but an elaborate piece of stage trickery.
Good gracious, explain yourself, witness.
No.
No.
Aye.
Well,
If we examine the facts, there's only one logical conclusion we can draw. The damage on the base of the birdcage clearly indicates that it crashed tail first into the tower.
Objection!
But multiple witness reports claim it fell head first.
The birdcage materialized in the sky next to a balloon flying over the stage following a spontaneous explosion. At an altitude of some 60 feet above ground level,
Which is approximately 18 meters.
it then proceeded to fall some 30 feet into the crystal tower and the ensuing deflagration. Witness reports amid such chaos are notoriously unreliable.
Objection!
But the victim's neck was broken.
Objection!
He plummeted 30 feet inside a heavy wooden cage. However he fell, it would be unsurprising to find one or two of his vertebrae crushed.
What an ugly laugh this dude has.
A riveting analysis of events from the prosecution there. Though to be even more rigorous, you would have to say it was vertebra, actually.
He wasn't quiet for long.
Hard to see what's motivating Lord Van Seeks. This witness is clearly a swindler, and one who deceived a personal friend of his.
If you're going to establish this deception, do it right.
Sorry?
I feel like that's the undertone here.
Ah yes, and there's one more point. The defense appears to have... It obviously, as a certain truth very plainly demonstrates.
What?
It seems to me that the cross-examination had better continue until we resolve this matter.
Oh.
Mr. Jabba, you will amend your testimony with such details of this truth.
Well,
Of course, we must,
treat the matter scientifically.
after all.
I nearly had him there. He really is Robotnik.
Yeah. telekinesis clearly took place because there's nowhere else 30 feet high for the birdcage to have fallen from.
Me. That would. I feel like that's. I'll press it first.
Hold it!
Maybe it'll give me some new evidence or something. What do you mean?
Well, before the demonstration began, the victim was alive on stage in front of the audience.
Yes, there are lots of witnesses who saw Mr. Assman on the experimentation stage, that is true.
And the victim's neck broke as a result of...
Following a fall.
Logically, therefore, the victim must have fallen.
Somewhere.
The balloon that exploded was at an altitude of 60 feet. The point of impact was on the tower 13 feet up. That difference of 30 feet is therefore the total distance the birdcage fell. And there's
No one location.
from which the cage could have fallen that distance if it didn't drop out of the sky. Ergo,
The victim himself.
must have been beamed from the stage into the sky above the crystal tower. A trenchant scientific analysis. Dear me, every time I hear it explained, it sounds increasingly plausible. Oh,
Yeah.
it's all...
Very well thought out.
Certainly all the spectators on the day saw it. The birdcage plummeting 30 feet through the air, I mean.
Irritatingly, yes.
There's a lot of fucking evidence in this case.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that could work. A lot of fucking evidence. I don't know why I bother saving, because even when I get it wrong, I still just carry on.
Fair. Yeah.
That doesn't really show us anything.
Not really, no.
Oh! Oh, yeah, okay, I'm thinking about it. There's no... yeah, okay, yeah. I'm thinking at this from the wrong sort of direction. I'm not thinking about where the birdcage above the thing, above Crystal Tower was. I need to be thinking about the birdcage on the stage.
Objection!
Because that is my current theory, is that it fell into the stage. Right, and that looks to be... Anyway, this is a diagram of the experimentation stage and its surroundings. Thank you. We know that somehow the birdcage appeared in midair before falling down into the Crystal Tower. A fall of about 30 feet or 9 meters, as has been repeated a lot. However, if you examine the diagram carefully, you'll see there is one other possible location from which the birdcage could have fallen. The same distance of 30 feet.
No! Well, it appears the defense has a possible explanation to put forward. Go ahead, counsel.
Yes, my lord. Of course.
Who will indicate the place to which you are referring on this same diagram? The alternative location from which the birdcage could have possibly fallen the requisite 30 feet.
Bada boomba. The place I'm referring to is here.
But that's where the birdcage would have been to begin with.
Which is exactly the point, my lord. Yes, the birdcage was in the machine on the stage. But what we must also consider is the height of the stage itself.
Go on, counsel.
It turns out the experimentation stage was built at a considerable height above ground level. If you look at the diagram, in fact, you'll see it's about the same height above the ground as the balloon was above the crash site. When the experiment got underway, the machine and the birdcage were engulfed in steam. Steam from the steamed clams we're having. Steamed clams. At that moment, the floor of the stage gave way, and if we assume there to be a void underneath, this birdcage and the one seen by the audience would have fallen almost exactly the same distance.
Oh no, I said steam. Oh no, I said
Steamed ham. That's what I call hamburgers.
You call ham? Damn it! Damn it! The fucking voice mod thing disconnected. I can't do it.
Oh, well, let's pray there's not a flashback.
Hang on. Once again, my lord. This all points to the fact there was not one birdcage, but two. Hang on, I'm gonna.
Objection!
My learned friend has no evidence that the stage had such a contrivance in its design.
Someone is responsible for the criminal destruction of the kinesis machine itself, it's true. However, the stage still stands. Okay, now it's working, so I can finally say, you call hamburgers
Steamed hams.
Nice.
all that for that. And take a moment to look at the photographic print of the scene following yesterday's explosion.
Good lord! The metal grill that formed the floor of the machine is undone!
Yes, most likely blown open by the force of the explosion that destroyed the rest of the machine. The defense calls for the space below the stage to be investigated immediately. Mr. Drebber? It was you who built the kinesis machine, which means that it was you who built the two bird cages that were used to carry out this deception. Whether Professor Harebrain's hypothesis is sound or not makes no difference, because it's the construction of this machine that matters. A machine designed to take Mr. Assman's life. And lay the blame firmly at the Professor's door, something that could only have been carried out by you, Mr. Enoch Drebber.
Objection!
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't do that line justice. What I meant to say was
Oh, fuck you.
if my learned friend has reached the end of his wild assertions, Ow. The prosecution would like to crush the defense's argument slowly but surely.
What?
Your argument fails to hold water. On 2 counts.
2? Is one of them Dracula?
Firstly, before and after the experiment, this witness went nowhere near the kinesis machine. Every relevant member of the staff from the exhibition has attested to that. And I believe members of Scotland Yard have also been on watch duty at every public experiment. In other words, Mr. Drebber had no opportunity to switch the alleged pair of bird cages.
Objection!
But I've already explained why he wouldn't have needed to.
The nonsense with the crossbow doesn't bolster your case at all. The man who disappeared from the stage and the man who crashed into the tower are one and the same. The forensic investigation team's report is unequivocal on that point. And the second flaw in your assertion is a distinct lack of motive. Why would this man have wanted to take the victim's life? He had no reason to do so.
A motive? Do I have to think of everything myself?
I have here a contract provided by the witness.
Oh.
What contract is this, Lord Van Zeeks?
I promise I won't try to kill you.
The contract into which Mr. Drebber entered with the victim, Mr. Arsman. It reads,
It better not fucking just say, I promise not to kill you.
Mr. Drebber is to receive 30% of all remunerations from government grants or other income. 30%? Certainly very favorable contractual conditions. There was one very important provision
Bolted onto that claw.
clause.
What provision?
Mr. Drebber may only uphold this right on condition that both contracting parties are alive.
That's a weird stipulation.
In other words, if either of us were to die, the contract will become...
Null and void.
So you see, I had
Nothing to gain from Mr. Rasman's death.
the diametric opposites, in fact. Need I say more? The witness had neither an opportunity nor a reason to commit the alleged crime. In short, the possibility of Mr. Drebber having done as you suggest is nil. It seems the defense's assertion was somewhat wide of the mark. Lord Van Zeeks, you will submit the contract as evidence, please.
The contract between Mr. Assman and Mr. Drebber detailing the terms by which they would profit from the kinesis experiment. So weirdly specific. It's true. The investor, Mr. Rhodey Assman, hereby enters into contract with the provider, Mr. Enoch Drebber, to fund labour and material for the construction of a super high voltage instantaneous kinesis machine, the Schvick machine. Mr. Drebber is to receive 30% of all remunerations from government grants or other income. Mr. Drebber may only uphold this right on condition that both contracted parties are alive. Okay. If Drebber had no opportunity to switch the birdcage onto the stage with the one in the Crystal Tower, he couldn't have done it. In any case, I have no idea what his motive might have been.
There's one aspect of your argument that still holds true, however. There were 2 bird cages. The prosecution is unable to deny that.
So I'm sure you're on the right lines, Mr. Naruhodo. And I've no doubt there are other aspects of your assertion that are undeniable truths, too.
Well, it would seem. The defense has no rejoinder to offer.
Well, I must say I'm a little...
Surprised.
I came here to testify about the machine I built, and instead my reputation is...
File.
But the prosecution's counter has...
Set the record straight.
I think. It's
Impossible.
that I'm the culprit.
Objection.
At the beginning of this trial, we believed there was only one birdcage. Yet now we know there must have been two. In other words, there was more to the demonstration than we realized at first. Oh, that glove is so cool. I think it's abundantly clear that the same applies to the culprit. Oh?
Get to the point.
The stage demonstration was constructed and set up in its entirety by you, Mr. Drebber. Therefore, it's inconceivable that you had no hand in the events that transpired. So if circumstances mean it's impossible that you could have carried out the crime yourself, it points to the fact that someone else was involved. Oh?
Someone else? Counselor, are you suggesting?
Yes, my lord. Mr. Drebber had an accomplice.
An accomplice now. Well then, I presume... you're prepared for what's to come. Now that you're accusing not only this witness, but someone else of the most serious of crimes. If these accusations turn out to be false, then make no mistake. The prosecution will demand an equally serious punishment for your slander.
Well, counsel, you intend to pursue this course and formally accuse another party of involvement in this affair?
What do I do here? At the moment, this is a little more than a hunch on my part. I don't know for sure if Drebber had an accomplice, or even if he really is the culprit here. One way or another, though, I have to make my position clear as a lawyer. So what's my stance going to be? Did Drebber have an accomplice, or not? I mean, it's never a good idea to back down. This is just the fucking weight thing, isn't it? But the defense is ready to name Mr. Drebber's accomplice. Somehow the two bird cages must have been switched. Everything points to that. Yet according to the coroner's report, that's not a possibility. That inconsistency itself is a clue.
Counsel?
Oh, my lord.
You have received the stark warning already. If you are nevertheless determined, then I must now ask you to identify this alleged accomplice by name. So, your answer, please. Who do you claim to have been Mr. Drebber's accomplice?
Shit. Hang on. Oh.
Take that!
The name of the person in question is...
What's wrong, my Nipponese friend? Surely fear doesn't bind your tongue now. It's a little late for that.
Of course I'm afraid. After all, naming her in this capacity is definitely going to make waves. A lot of waves. I could very well turn every single person in this courtroom against me.
I'm sure it will be alright, Mr. Naruhodo.
Thank you, Mr. Sato.
The enemy always appears larger than life, but you'll appear exactly the same to the enemy.
Alright then. Here goes.
You've kept us waiting long enough. Your answer, Counsel. Now.
The person who colluded with Mr. Drebber in order to carry out this wicked crime is Scotland Yard's coroner, Dr. Courtney Scythe.
What the blazes are you talking about? The head of the forensic investigation team and the coroner who conducted the autopsy on the victim?
We know there were 2 bird cages, so who could have carried out the switch to complete the illusion? The accident happened in front of a huge crowd of spectators, and the area was immediately sealed off. Then everyone, police officers included, were banished to make way for the forensic investigation team. When else could the switch have occurred? It could only have been in that team's presence. It's essential that the court determines exactly what happened following the incident. The defense demands that Dr. Scythe be summoned to the witness stand once to testify. Rubble, 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 rubble.
You got a nerve, lad! Standing up there dragging the yard's name through the mud.
I didn't mean to...
I know the woman very well. There's no better dead room worker out there.
Dead room worker. Good lord.
How dare you call her a criminal?
My learned friend's imagination appears to be wilder than the East End at night.
That's pretty fucking wild.
But the recklessness of your accusation aside, there's another grave problem with your argument. One which the prosecution demands you address at once.
Alright, what we got? A grave problem?
Oh my word.
Who do you claim acted as the victim's doppelganger?
Oh my god, a grave problem. I get it. He's helping. What?
Certainly if the birdcage containing the body of the victim was exchanged for another. That cage must also have contained the body.
And yet, no missing persons or accidental deaths of anyone even remotely resembling the victim have been reported. Which means there was no one, dead or alive, who could have fulfilled the role of a body double for Mr. Assman.
It's true. My argument is there were 2 bird cages, then there must also have been 1 person inside each. I don't know if I've got an answer to this yet, have I? What do I do to reveal how this body double stunt was achieved? Present evidence, I guess, cause... Hang on, let me check. Yep, okay, present evidence, got it. Very well, the defense will address my learned friend's concerns by presenting evidence that reveals the true nature of Mr. Assman's body double.
Good gracious! Evidence?
In a trial?
I do hope this isn't filibustering, Council. The court is expecting a name. If you think you have relevant evidence, present it now.
The body double and the birdcage were hiding inside the balloon that was floating above the stage, which means that any witnesses would only have seen them from 60 feet away. So who was it that appeared outside of that explosion some 18 meters above the spectators? Aha! The body double inside the second birdcage was...
Take that!
We noted the victim, Mr. Assman, was in the birdcage that was situated inside the kinesis machine on stage. And therefore, he couldn't have been inside the second birdcage. Instead, that contained something else. What's been described as a body double, which is what fell from the sky and crashed into the crystal tower.
Yes, Council. According to a somewhat elaborate version of events.
And that body double inside the second birdcage was in fact...
It's alright, Mr. Naruhodo. You're ready for this. Just steel yourself and come out with it.
Thank you, Miss Susato. I needed that. As I was saying, the body double inside the second birdcage was... as unbelievable as it may seem, that thing there... What's it doing here? Who invited him in?
Good question. It was Van Zeeks. What the fuck, Judge? You promised you wouldn't tell.
Objection!
Open your eyes and look into mine, my dear buddy's friend.
Are you going to try and seduce me?
Now tell me, what are you playing at?
Stand firm now, Rinosuke. This is the time to show your Japanese spirit. As the court will observe, this is a waxwork model. A model, in fact, of an infamous London murderer from 10 years ago, the Professor.
Objection!
You started by indicating the leader of the forensic investigation team as an accomplice in this crime. And now you've moved on to indicating waxworks.
Yes, that's about the size of it.
But why? And why this waxwork? Looks nothing like the victim. In fact, it could hardly resemble him less.
How can you tell?
What possible justification can you give?
If you want to know why, then like, comment, and subscribe. I mean, ask Mr. Drebber.
What?
Just days before Professor Harebrain performed his public demonstration, Mr. Drebber abducted this model from Madame Two-Spells.
Did you say abducted?
And 2 days after the incident at the Great Exhibition, he returned it to the museum.
And the timing. Is this true, Mr. Drebber?
At first I couldn't see why Mr. Drebber would have stolen the waxwork and then given it back again. But now the reason is clear. He took it so that he could put it inside the second birdcage as a body double for Mr. Assman.
Objection!
Are you hearing this, ladies and gentlemen of the jury? Are you hearing the defense's astonishing proposal? That the witness fabricated this vast machine with the intention of deceiving some wretched scientist. That he did so in collusion with the country's finest coroner on a public stage in front of a vast audience.
Oh boy, we're
And
going.
that, to effect the deception, he used a waxwork model that in no way resembles the victim. Are we really to believe this far-fetched tale? What do you decide?
Objection!
Wait. Yes, if you put it like that, of course it sounds implausible.
I believe that's usually the first juror in this case, so...
Yeah, okay. My lord, I need to speak, if you please.
Go ahead, Mr. Foreman.
Myself and my colleagues have reached an agreement.
Very good. In that case... Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will state your leanings for the court to hear now.
Guilty!
Guilty.
Guilty! Guilty!
Guilty.
Guilty!
Guilty.
So, as indicated by the foreman, the jury has reached a consensus.
I knew that was gonna happen.
We shall get through this, Mr. Naruhodo, as we always do. And uncover some new truths along the way, I'm quite sure.
Yes, I agree. I'm gonna have to appeal to the jurors as usual and see if I can persuade them to change their minds.
Defense will now embark on a summation examination.
I didn't even have to ask this time, Your Honor.
Are you and your fellows ready to proceed, Mr. Foreman?
We are, my lord.
Very well. In that case, I ask you now to state clearly for all present to hear the grounds on which each of you has decided that the defendant is guilty of the crime of which he is charged.
What?
So, just curious. Do you think I may have underestimated again? Do you think now would be like a good time to stop, or
Yeah,
no?
I think so. I'm guessing we're sort of near the end point, but like
Yeah. After the summation examination, that's basically the end of part one of the. Part 3 of the trial, I guess.
oh yeah, or part 1 of part 2 of the trial. Yeah, I'm happy to kind of call it here. We made some good progress. We can probably knock out the entire rest of the trial next time, hopefully.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. I know I just saved, but whatever. Alright, where are we at? Nice.
All right.
Oh. Right, let's find someone to raid. This has been a lot of fun. I'm very excited to see where this is going. There is a lot of balls in the air.
Yep.
But yeah, I think that is it from me from us today. I'm back on Monday with D&D, assuming you're streaming tomorrow, Parry.
Yep. More Resi 6.
I'm so sorry, but also I can't wait.
Yeah, it's gonna be Chris's story, so I don't know if it'll be better or worse.
Honestly, I think it's a game you just have to be in the right mood for, you just have the right sort of things happen, like the Leon Carr thing.
Yeah.
Which, holy shit, that was peak.
Yeah. I also learned that. Yeah, I learned yesterday about Resi 5 actually that glitch with that boss in Area 5 was actually common. That's just the thing that happens with the PC port.
That
It's
really
fucked.
sucks.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, yeah. Parry's back tomorrow with Resi 6. Go give them a follow. I'm back on Monday with the D&D crew doing D&D. Yeah, thanks everyone for coming. Thanks everyone who came by for coming by. Thanks Parry for being a part of this.
Yep.
See y'all next time. Bye for now.
All right. Bye. Ooh.